And welcome to the College Gridiron Showcase, coming to you today from Maverick Stadium at UT Arlington. We have a great game for you with players from all over the country, all divisions. Makes for a really unique situation. Joining me later will be Macy Golder, but right now John Murphy is going to tell you a little bit about the players we get to see today.
Well, thanks, Kim. What we have here today is 104 All-Stars from all over the country, as you mentioned. A couple of guys to look at on the Desperados. D. Hart, running back from Colorado State. Also Christian Ringo, defensive lineman from UL Lafayette. And on the other side of the ball, the Wranglers, they have a number of defensive players that teams are looking at, a pair of DBs, both from small schools, Texas Southern's Trey Walker and Miles University Travis Lee, two guys that really excited the near 100 scouts we had here this week. It's going to be a great game to watch these guys perform.
A lot of excitement. All that action's coming to you right here, so stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, this is Justin Van Fulpen. I'm here at the first annual College Gridiron Showcase, and joining me here in the booth today will be Mike Denson and John Murphy. You know, John, as far as we've had a lot of success here with over 100 NFL scouts and some GMs, talk about the players that we'll see here today.
Yeah, so we have guys covering all college levels, all the way from Alabama, all the way down to the NAIA. We even have one guy from Canada and another kid who played his college ball in Mexico. Yeah. So we're covering all over North America. I think we have a chance to have 5 or 6 of these kids actually get drafted when it's all said and done. 3 of them got combine invites during the week. So, Mike, you're going to have a lot to deal with the play-by-play.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been impressed. I've been here all week, and I've had a great time here in Arlington, Texas, and just looking forward to kickoff.
And as far as you come back from Maverick Stadium, we'll be live for the College Gridiron Showcase.
All right, we're getting set for today's opening kickoff for the College Gridiron Classic. Kicking off for the Wranglers will be Jared Roberts out of Colorado State. Line drive kick. Looks like it's going to sail through and back out of the end zone. So the Desperados will go on offense first with 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I understand that Jerry Lovelock, I believe Justin's going to be getting the nod as starting quarterback today.
And definitely he's a guy who's a big, strong, as far as athletic quarterback, as far as what you're looking to be a developmental guy there, at the next level. We'll see, his arm strength here on display today. And, a guy who really, as far as NFL scouts will be looking for that down in Indianapolis at the Combine, will do all the testing, the many different things, that they'll look for, what we can show here out here in the College Gridiron Showcase.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Lovelock's going to go under center. Pro set, 2 tight ends, 2 wide. Going to give the ball to, looks like that's D.
Hart there.
D. Hart, I'm sorry, excuse me. D. Hart, number 6, out of Colorado State.
D was a guy who, as far as, started at Alabama and then transferred for his last season there at Colorado State. Decided to declare early. And, again, another guy we're going to see down in Indianapolis at the NFL Combine, a guy who should run really fast. And, John, what do you think as far as this guy could do at the next level?
Yeah, Hart really established himself as probably the highest-rated running back in this game this week. You see a kid who was successful at Alabama, then had a big 1,000-plus-yard season this year. Watch him if he gets into the open field today. He's a guy who could make a big play.
All right, here we go. Lovelock, quick snap. Going to throw the quick slant. Ball was broken up, looks like by number 26 for the Wranglers, and that is Travis Lee. And we talked a little bit about Travis in our pregame broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. As far as a guy who, many NFL scouts are looking for, is a guy who can play press man coverage, get a good job as far as making as far as a break on the ball, and really that's what you're looking for at the next level. John, as far as these secondary guys, tell us about how you selected these guys, to play in this game.
Well, you know what? If you're not almost 6 foot, you're probably not lining up today in this game. What it's looking for is the matchups that the NFL is looking for now. There's no more real box safeties in the NFL. Those guys have turned into linebackers. So what we wanted is guys who could cover and go out there today and show the NFL that.
3rd and 12 as Lovelock dropped back to pass. Shoots one down to the middle of the field. Pass is broken up and incomplete. Intended receiver was number 11. Faisal Shafat, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, out of the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, which is going to bring up now 4th and 12, and the Desperados will have to punt the football.
And there was our other big corner, Trey Walker from Texas Southern, another guy who made a name for himself during the practices this week. Both guys, a little over 6 foot, showing good man cover skills this week. They're guys to continue to watch throughout this game.
back to punt. We're having a little bit of a hard time picking up numbers here. But this looks like I can't get his number. The kick is going to be coming down, and it's going to be brought down at about the 43-yard line. The Wranglers will take over right there.
Team Desperado, potential gunners on this team. Torian Nixon from Tulane, a member of the Tulane track team. That speed showed up in recovery all week. He's got to do a better job of being able to really get out of some things because he has some stiffness.
You know, and you see cover teams, that's another thing in this game today. Not a lot of time to get that organized by the team, so it's more about your athletic ability, showing the teams you can make a one-on-one play. Right there you saw open field tackle against the guy who has the quickness and speed to get looked at as a legitimate return threat in the NFL. That's a lot of these guys' road to the NFL is going to come through on special teams.
Yeah, and definitely as far as we saw Grant Hendricks, the Boise State quarterback, he was able to, as far as show his ability to get the ball out quick. And again, that's as far as West Coast ability. That's what they're looking for at the next level with him. Doesn't have the strongest of arm, but can make the plays. We see Hendricks as far as drops back there, moves up in the pocket, slides down there as far as he shows his athleticism.
Yeah, and then the other thing you see is, Grant has done most of his work out of a shotgun scheme. And here, again, you see him in the comfort zone, in a shotgun scheme. This is what the transformation from the college to the pro level is all about. Main thing he's going to have to show in his pro day workout is how will he be effective under center. The footwork, developing that between now, here, where he's doing a lot of stuff still out of shotgun, which is his comfort zone, and moving forward, which is he's going to have to show his footwork under center.
Now, Hendricks, as far as rolls there, makes a nice play. Oh, looks like a pick.
That was interception there by number 24 for the Desperados. The young man is.
That's Torian Nixon
from Tulane University down in New Orleans, Louisiana.
So a sprinter and basketball player at Memphis goes to Tulane, plays corner, and is now in an all-star game.
Yeah, and as far as we just saw, as far as his ability to kind of drop back, as far as being that zone-type coverage there and go and make a play on the ball. And that's what you got to do here, at the, college level, at the next level, and he was able to do that with his athleticism.
Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 39-yard line for the Desperados.
So now this time a little bit different set. The coaching staff this week working a lot of different things to give those guys, some different things to look at. In terms of the pro level, pro set, 2 tight end, a couple times 1 back in the backfield, other times 3 receivers on the field. All things for both sides of the ball to adjust to.
Yeah, that pass just a little bit off the mark there from Jerry Glock from Prairie View A&M.
And as far as they were, trying to make that little stick throw there, and as we see, as far as that, we want to simplify this, as far as offense, and it's about, again, one-on-ones. That's what the NFL scouts want to see as far as what these guys can do one-on-ones. It's not necessarily about winning the game. It's about as far as their evaluation, to the next level.
Although one coach will be 0-1 for his lifelong career after this, so I'm not sure they think that way.
Like a pitch right on the corner right there. It looks like for a nice gain of about 4 yards. That's going to make it, I believe, it's going to make it 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for the Desperados.
On that play, we were able to see a guy as far as get a pitch out there and try to, get the corner. Again, that's where the speed and the athleticism, they need to show that, for the next level. We got guys like Darren Sproles in the NFL who can make plays, in space, and that's what, again, we were trying to find those type of running backs here, at the College Gridiron Showcase.
I believe that young man was number 22, Juwan Chisholm out of Akron.
Who also happens to have grown up in the same neighborhood as the game runner Marcus Colston, also from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Bringing up 3rd down and 5 for the Desperados. Pass just off the mark there. Looked like he was trying to pick up a hitch right there. Just missed him. It's going to bring up 4th down at about 6.
And sometimes in these college all-star games, as far as the timing with the receivers and the quarterbacks, aren't always on there. And that's not as far as the biggest thing. The biggest thing as far as we want to see the mechanics, how you're going to get in and out of your breaks as a receiver, how your drops are there as far as with the quarterback standpoint there. So if they don't complete the pass, it's not as far as a huge thing. It's about as far as their mechanics for the NFL scouts.
It's a nice punt. It's going to come down. Looks like it's going to touch about the 14-yard line. We're to be down there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Wranglers. Young man from Boise State there in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 20. Quick kick. Oh, nice hole there. Quick hit up the middle.
And that's Jordan James, a guy as far as who at UCLA, as a junior, probably had a better year than he as far as his senior year. But that's what we're looking for, those guys like Morris Jones-Drew, who was there at UCLA, small, physical running back. Again, he's going to get a shot there at the next level.
Oh, and that's what this game's all about, with the mindset of Marcus coming in and putting this together, giving these guys that may have slipped through the cracks, giving them another shot to showcase their talents and skills here today. So.
Something you would never see in anything other than an all-star game. The center, number 74, and the guard, number 74, combining on that block. So both number 74s doing well for themselves on that last play.
Nice job right there by the quarterback. Right on the money. It was pretty 2nd and 4. He had a quick out. Looks like it's going to be pretty close. So he did get the first down. So it's going to scrimmage from about the 33.5 yard line for the Wranglers.
And that, goes to Mitchell Henry there out of Western Kentucky. A guy who really showed, as far as this week, the ability to, as far as run routes and also block. And that's what you're looking for in a, tight end. Can he do multiple things, or is he just a blocker or a receiver? As far as he was able to show, he can do both.
Well, the more you can bring, listen to the scouts this week, the more you can bring to the table, the more versatile you are, then, the more valuable you become to a team. Nice hole, quick cut right up there. It looks like he made it to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be mighty close to a first down. Looked like he picked up about 9.5 yards.
As far as that was, Jordan James there at UCLA. Again, a guy who we've talked about. Again, they're on the draw play, showed some shake and bake and be able to make a guy miss, and really as far as nice play there, and as far as to help his stock as we get through this process.
What you're seeing early in this game, at least in this possession, is the offensive line definitely bringing it to the defensive lineman at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and that's funny, too, because normally the transition, putting in an offense and the defense is normally the easiest thing to put in, so you got to give credit to the coaches this week.
Yeah, and I think, the other thing that's easier, for these guys is that the coaches are implementing what these guys do well. Let the scouts and let the NFL evaluate them at what they do best, and then if they want to change things or do something different, they can later on.
Like he was Smith right there for no gain, so it's going to make it. Let's see, we got first and 10 here for the Wranglers. Under center here, out of the I formation. Nice hole right up the gut. Looks like he picked up about 6 or 7 yards. Another nice run right there by the young man.
Let's go down to the field as far as Marcy's got some news on the weather.
He made the tackle.
All week we have had beautiful weather here, the 80s, the 70s, plenty of sunshine today, a warm of 52 with winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour and an 80% chance of rain. Hoping to get most of this game played before that rain starts. A few drops here and there, winds are picking up, but hopefully we'll get through this. Guys?
Marcy? And definitely we hope as far as the weather holds off, as far as to be able to show these guys, talent-wise.
Nice completion right there. It's going to be right on the line. Let's see, that was about 2nd and 3, and I think he got it. I think it's going to be a first down there just by the nose of the football. Bring up first down, 1st and 10 for the Wranglers from the Desperados' 46-yard line.
And that was Nigel King, another one of our guys that throughout the week, great size, made a transfer, went out to Kansas, didn't have the best season. What he was looking for as a redshirt junior, decides to enter the draft and is able to be added late to the roster and really has helped himself this week.
Oh, definitely, and that's what you're looking for, a guy with his size and as athleticism and as far as be able to showcase himself.
We got 1st and 10, Jordan James in out of the I formation, deep set right here. Oh, nice cut, nice move. Looks like he's going to pick up, maybe a yard. Looks like there's a fumble on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the ball hit the ground. Obviously the ball, the ground can't cause a fumble.
I'll tell you, I've been real impressed with the way this young man, his vision when he gets to the line of scrimmage and the way he's hit the hole thus far, a young man out of UCLA.
And we're in Texas, and there will be no instant replay.
Yeah, we saw in the NFL playoffs, some instant replays, some coaching thing, some officials things that the Cowboys won one time, and then the Cowboys lost a little bit. And again, we're shadows of AT&T Stadium here in Fort Worth.
Second down at about 9. They give him a yard on that. Long back set right here. Jordan James, he's spinning out to the side. Hedrick, there's a flag on the play. There's an incomplete pass right there from Hedrick. There's a flag on the play. Looked like he came from the interior, possibly holding.
Yeah, and John, as far as we see this flag here, as far as, Grant Hedrick, I mean, why did you decide to add, him to the roster?
Well, I mean, his bowl game performance, I think, solidified his status, like what you were mentioning. Kellen Moore, as a guy who can lead an offense, maybe he's not the prototype in terms of size and pure arm strength, smart kid, good leadership skills, and this year, like I said, was able to carry that team probably further than they should have gone in terms of total talent-wise. Loses his number one receiver, still goes out there and has a great performance in his bowl game. I thought at that point earned himself a spot.
Yeah, he as far as led the Mountain West Conference with completing, over 70% of his passes.
Looks like we got about 2nd and 20 right here. Set up. Hedrick still in the ball game out of the I formation. Jordan James still the back in there from UCLA. So 2nd and 20. They're scrimmage from about the 35-yard line. Drop back. Sprinting to the right. There's a nice rush. Nice rush by the Desperados. Ooh. What a big hit right there. Coming up, the young man on the hit. I believe number 1, that was Stephen Godbolt out of Weber International.
And as far as, John, as far as Godbolt was a guy who had a high grade coming into the season, obviously, had to transfer Weber International, some, off-the-field issues. But, speak about him and what's your thoughts as far as his evaluation?
Well, there's another kid with the size you're looking for, 5'10", cover corner, a guy that had proven speed and was making plays, at Tennessee State, has some off-field things, and ends up transferring. But what you want to do is put those guys in front of the scouts, allow the teams to see is their growth, has the kid been able to learn from his earlier mistakes, and then let his play on the field speak for itself. And he's a guy right there that makes a big play.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field.
Team Desperado, Saquon Edwards from New Mexico, another corner that was over 6 foot tall, 194 pounds, had some length. He's got to do a better job of dropping his hips in transition, but he's long. He was able to, I think, crowd guys at the line of scrimmage, and he was a pretty good bailer in terms of his bail technique during the week.
Looks like we're going to be about 3rd and 17 from about the 47-yard line. Nice rush coming up the middle by the Desperados.
And obviously no grounding there. There was a receiver in the area.
Davin Walls from Lincoln College in Missouri, a Syracuse transfer. He's another guy that not a lot of people knew who he was coming into the week, but just look at his size and quickness and just introducing himself and telling Grant Hedrick to have a nice day.
Yeah, as far as that inside pass rush, again, and that's the guys with the size, and strength to be able to, as far as, get in there and make disruptive plays.
And when you talk about just one-on-one matchups, again, don't scheme it, to the way you would in a regular game. Give the guys a chance to go out there and make a play.
Young man out of the University of Tennessee into punt. Nice kick into the wind. It's going to go down about the 2-yard line. I think it just made it back to the end zone for a touchback. It's close.
Yeah, Matt Darr with a terrific punt right there. I mean, it bounces into the end zone, but, nice turnover of his ball. And a guy consistently this week who I thought did a good job of punting. It's a kind of an interesting thing when you're playing special teams.
Yeah, I was looking at some of Matt's stats. I think his averages for the year was about 42.1 average yards per kick. A strong leg. He went 50-plus over 27 times, so he had a great career at Tennessee.
Right, and they have a history of that. The Colquitts are both guys that punted in the league, so when you're a senior and you're a little under the radar, it never hurts for your university to have had success at that position.
That's right.
And one guy, as far as we'll talk about Jerry Locklove. I mean, but again, small school versus big school. I mean, that's what this game's about.
Here we go. 1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line. Scramble up the middle there. It looks like he picked up about 4 yards. That's going to bring up about 2nd down and 6 for the Desperados.
And then we just talked about it. A small school guy, Liberty's own Dominic Davis, a New Yorker. So that definitely won points with me when I saw that. On his list. But you watch him here. This is what the scouts are looking for. Make a one-on-one play, get off your block, come back and make a play on the ball carrier, the quarterback. Pursuit is a big thing.
That was number 44 there, Chichi Arguizo, out of Northwestern, coming up there to make the play there for the Wranglers.
And Chichi had a really good week. And, a guy with good size as far as to play that Sam linebacker in a 4-3 defense, a guy who you're looking for with all the skill sets there to play at the next level.
There's a flag on the play. Was nice gain there would be for the first down, depending on what the flag is there. We'll wait and see. So he picked up about 7 yards there.
And that would be our guy, Juwan Chisholm, who, again, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So there's a little tie there. Marcus Colston having a guy in the game who also grew up in his neighborhood. Akron, versatile running back this year. A couple hundred yards shorter than what he would have liked for a 1,000-yard season as a senior. But a versatile back who can also cover kicks and punts. Those are the kind of guys that stay alive in training camp.
And those are the guys that are getting an opportunity here today that otherwise may not have. So.
John, as far as when you look at as far as the offense here, as far as Jerry Lockleven, I spoke about him a little bit earlier, but as far as your assessment of a guy like that.
I think it's the accuracy and the footwork dropping back. Again, a lot of these quarterbacks get to do a lot of work in shotgun at the college level. It's how are you going to do when your footwork under center, 3, 5, 7-step drops, and making quicker reads. I think that's a big thing for him is getting the ball out a lot sooner than he has at some points and having better accuracy short to intermediate because he obviously has a nice long arm, arm for the long ball. It's just better touch on his passes and getting the ball out quicker.
That pass incomplete will bring up third down, about 11 yards to go for the first down. So I believe the Desperados are going to have to punt right here. The pass was incomplete. It's by Jerry Locklove out of Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, and as far as Prairie View A&M and another small school, and again, as far as like we talked about, many different as far as levels of football here, and we see as far as 3rd and 11.
Oh, excuse me, 3rd and 11.
Again, as far as a little bit, as far as high, and again, that comes down as far as with the footwork, as far as getting your feet, and as far as with kind of with your arm. And always talking with quarterback coaches, it kind of starts from the legs up. Everybody talks about as far as, hey, your arm strength and different things like that, but you got to be able to point your feet in the right area to be able to, make that connection as far as your hips, open up your hips, and as far as your release on that standpoint. So again, his footwork, and it's got to get a little bit more cleaned up as far as to be able to be a top-notch prospect at the next level.
And that pass there was intended for John Harris, outstanding receiver out of the University of Texas. Had a pretty good week. I had the opportunity to watch him some, so he had a great week this week at camp.
As far as John Harris is a guy who's again a big, physical, wide receiver, and again, that's what the NFL is, looking for. As far as size really does matter, to these guys at the next level. That's why we saw, Walls, a big kid that made that play, a couple of plays ago. As far as getting into the backfield, again, size, speed, athleticism, as far as from going from college, to the pros.
And Darius White was back there. Didn't get a chance to get his hands on the ball there, but a local crowd favorite, a Fort Worth own Darius White, who started at the University of Texas and then finished his career at the University of Missouri.
Also covering on that kick, you have number 27, Tyree Hollins out of Grambling State. Also number 22, Juwan Chisholm on the special teams there, hustling downfield. It's 1st and 10 here from about the 35-yard line.
And as far as here at quarterback is Philip Sims, as far as a guy from Winston-Salem State, started his career at Alabama, then transferred to Virginia, and then finished his career this last year at Winston-Salem State. And John, again, as far as a guy who's a double transfer, how do you, as far as evaluate him, and what did you see him that made you say, hey, let's invite him to this All-Star game?
Well, I think on the other end of that is a one-hand completion that's become quite in style now to Darius White. But the interesting thing with Philip Sims is able to start early in his career at Virginia, make a change, in philosophy there. He changes the offense, decides to go to Winston-Salem. But you see the athletic quarterback has a live arm, a little bit of a long release that he may want to work on. Also the brother of Blake Sims, the Alabama quarterback. So maybe quarterbacking kind of runs in their family.
And as far as, Blake Sims was a guy who, went to the Senior Bowl, was going to the NFL Combine, and obviously had a great season there at Alabama.
Looks like we had a flag on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd down at about 13 for Sims and company. The scrimmage from about the 32-yard line. They've got to get to about the 45 for 1st down.
The all North Texas right side of the offensive line there. Cyril Lemon, who was on our list, and Antonio Johnson, who had a fine senior year kind of coming out of nowhere as a first-year starter.
Just a step too far. Nice coverage, though. You got to say that was nice coverage right there by the Desperados. But it was a pretty touch, nice quick release by Sims down upfield.
Yeah, as far as that was broken up by Jerry Locklove, a guy, that had, as far as a lot of plays, as far as, a guy who, the corner there who made the play on there. So, a guy who's got the good ball skills there and nice play there.
It was step for step for him down the field. It was really good coverage right there. So that's going to bring up, let's see, third down. That's going to be at third down about 13.
You see Kendall Moore there at Mike linebacker from Notre Dame.
A guy who had some off-the-field issues, but, was able to kind of come in here and tell the scouts his story, what happened at Notre Dame, as far as what's going to happen, there at the next level.
That was a nice patience right there by Sims. Good completion. He's going to bring up fourth down at about 3, but it was a nice pickup of about 9 yards by Sims.
And there we go, when we go back to as that pass, break up there, and a guy who can, make all the throws, is Sims there, was able to show as far as his deep ball, even though it wasn't completed.
So going to bring up fourth down and 3. Their Wranglers are going to punt. The young man back deep to kick is Jared Roberts out of Colorado State.
And D. Hart is, again, as far as a guy who we've talked about, back there to, get the, receive the punt. And, as far as he's a guy who, there's a little drop there.
I think the Wranglers are on the ball.
And that's something that, D, can't do. As far as if he's going to be able to make an NFL roster and get drafted, he's got to be able to show special teams and be as far as have a more as far as sound hands, there on the punt return there. Just kind of took his eye off the ball, and he'll clean that up and as far as get ready for training camp and not make those mistakes again.
And again, a hustle play we talked about earlier. Running down, being alive, being active on special teams in an all-star game may sound like something that's not key or important to it. But, the hustle factor and keeping yourself alive is what creates the turnover for them there.
And in a scoring opportunity, we're obviously here in the red zone. We'll see what Phillip Sims was able to do.
Yeah, 1st and 10 right here. 1st and 10 from the 10. Two-step drop right here out of the pocket. He's sprinting to the right. Looks like he's got the corner. Nice closure right there.
Yeah, just showing his athleticism and is be able to, get around that corner and do things. We saw, obviously, Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl was able to kind of be that in vogue guy who can make plays with his feet and also, as far as keep his eyes, downfield to be able to see, hey, if there's a guy that was going to come open, and get the ball to him.
It was good hustle right there, too, by the Desperados, closing that corner right there. Nice showing some nice speed. That was number 29, Matt Mosley out of Grand Valley State. Going to bring up second down and 10.
Their big back is now in there, Alonzo Harris from UL Lafayette. Would not be surprised to see him go between the tackles at some point.
Underneath, I slip down. Nice quick release there by Sims.
Yeah, and as far as we saw the offensive line, give him time, give him the ability to kind of, as far as, kind of go through his reads. We see progression, and then boom, as far as get the ball out there and like the receiver as far as, make the play there.
Good continuity. We talked about it. North Texas has that whole right side of the line right now, and it's obviously they've worked together before, and they're working together very well right now.
It's going to be third down at about 7 from the 7-yard line. 3rd and go. Sims still in at quarterback. Got twins. Scrambling, looks like he's got the corner. He's to the 5. Did he make the pylon?
It looks like it was a little short there, but, again, with nice athleticism, nice ability to get outside the pocket.
Tell you, he's deceivingly fast. I mean, I stood beside him too. He's a tall young man. He may not look like it from a distance, but I'm 6'2" and a half, and he's about a half an inch taller than me. And with the speed too, and a quick release, so he's real impressive this week out at practice.
As far as going back to the the kind of the first quarter and looking at this, as we kind of wrap down here, John, what did you see that kind of helped you out this week there with all the different NFL scouts here? We had multiple GMs there. Kind of talk about that.
Well, the two biggest things that teams want to watch, they want to see the one-on-one matchups both between the receiver and DBs and the O-line, D-line. As soon as you hear the whistle blown and the scouts see that, everybody runs down there. Christian Ringo from UL Lafayette, undersized, but just could not be blocked in those one-on-one situations. Did an amazing job, with that. We talked about Nigel King, great size, caught the ball with his hands. This week he did an excellent job, I think, giving himself a better chance to get drafted than he had coming into this week. D. Hart with the fumble, but the quickness he showed in practice, from a running back standpoint, a little tougher between the holes than you would think for a shorter back. And then on the offensive line, Charles Sweeten from, Tennessee Martin, left tackle, left guard, versatility, athletic, did a great job this week in terms of enhancing his skill set.
Any other guys that kind of impressed you and when you talk with the scouts that kind of raised their stock there?
Well, Charles Thompson from Ole Miss, he's the prototype of what teams are looking for, whether it's a 4-3 or 3-4 pass rusher, long, lanky, very quick off the ball, highly athletic, likely runs a 4.6 in the 250s. Will be the question at the next level. Can he convert to an outside backer, stand-up pass rusher, or is he a pure 4-3 defensive end?
Yeah, and as far as, a guy who can make all the, as far as the throws, again, Jerry Locklove, a guy who we talked about in the first quarter, a little bit more about him.
Right, terrific size. I think he's done well this week, kind of calmed down once he got into the mix. Was with Kerry Joseph for the week, so he had another quarterback, that he could go back and forth with, get that veteran knowledge, and also kind of just learn that, hey, if you took your time here this week and didn't rush things, don't get so excited by the moment. Just do what you do well, and it'll play out on the field. Jared Roberts right there doing what he does best, which is convert field goals.
Team Desperado, Justin Hamilton, when you talk about being able to jolt guys back and explosiveness, he talked about during the week the power clean work he's done in school.
Coach Rusty with our strength and conditioning program, he did a lot of power cleans and a lot of power snatches, so that helped us a little bit being explosive. Even if we did lightweight, we did it enough so that we would always be explosive, and it helped us a lot in our game, and everyone on the team benefited from it.
Yeah, what we were able to do yesterday afternoon, 5 different groups went out to the Boys and Girls Club. Another group went out to the Dallas Children's Hospital. Earlier in the week, they did a fundraiser that raised awareness for jackets and blankets and things that are needed for the homeless and less fortunate here. Food drive, coordinated with the game. So between the convention people here, UT Arlington, and the game staff, I think being able to do more than just host a football game is something that's very important when you do something like this. And we had a great time going out and doing the different things and interacting with the community. It's great for the players to learn it as well.
Here we go with the kickoff by the Wranglers. Taking it about the goal line. Nice return. He's got a hold right there, 25, 30, 35. Nice return there by the young man.
And that's Rob Holloman out of Central Connecticut State. A guy who, again, slender in size, but he'll be able, if he can get outside and make plays again as far as a kick return like this, was able to, get outside, pick up some of his blocks, and get a nice return of about 36 yards there.
That's going to make it about, let's see, the 36-yard line and 1st and 10 for the Desperados. And going back just a minute ago, I had an opportunity to go out to the Boys and Girls Club, and Marcus Colston was out there, of course, and took some of the players, and we had the opportunity to go out and video some of that. And I'll be honest, I think that was one of the highlights of my day. They got out there and played touch football, so that was really a great thing to see. So I really enjoyed that yesterday.
As far as we've got a new quarterback, Cody Skokol from Louisiana Tech, a guy who started his career at Iowa, and then this was his first year at La Tech there, completed over 60% of his passes for over 3,400 yards and a 2-to-1 touchdown ratio, 30 touchdowns there. So, a guy who, again, was about almost 6'2", as far as got the, the arm strength and different things like that. Just needs as far as some, more development, there, as far as in consistency, again, and these are the guys who we see here that, 3-4 years down the road, you'll be looking at and saying, oh, hey, I saw him, down at the College Gridiron Showcase.
I think we have a timeout down on the field. They picked up about 3 yards. It's going to make it 2nd down and 7. End of quarter. Change of second quarter. Hey, listen, we're going to be right back here at the College Gridiron Showcase here in Arlington, Texas, here at University of Texas at Arlington Maverick Stadium. We'll be back with more ball games, second quarter, right after this.
Syracuse's own Deshaun Davis coming up and making a play there. Not a guy shy to draw some attention to himself after making a play there.
No, definitely. And as far as what I like about him is that he was able to, he was able to, as far as be able to get outside and as far as makes plays in space all week long.
You see, that was third down, about 11. Nice throw. Looks like we're going to have interference right there, but it was a nice throw by the young man out of La Tech.
Yeah, again, the defensive backs have done a good job here. A couple of the balls are a little underthrown, a couple of them by Locklove earlier overthrown, but we've had good man coverage here by these DBs, which is exactly what people want to see and gives these DBs the best chance to be evaluated in a game like this.
Yeah, Cody Soko displayed a nice arm right there. That thing was on a laser right there. The defensive back, though, was there step for step for him with him down the field, though. That's going to push it. Let's see, depending upon the penalty, looks like it's going to be against it. Is it going to be against the Desperados? Let's see. We're backed up on the about the 38-yard line, 34-yard line.
So calling it on the wide receiver there, pushing them out of a first down possibility and forcing them to punt once again.
The wide receiver might have saw that a little bit differently as far as it was a lot of man coverage there, and it looked like there was tugging on both sides. Sometimes you like to see that just play on, but as far as we'll see a punt here.
Yeah, and then the kick and to do the punting is Taylor Pontius out of University of North Alabama is going to do the punting. He's a dual guy. He also plays kicks and punts as well out of Florence, Alabama. Nice kick by the young man. Take it on about the 12, another fumble. Ball still loose. Looks like the Wranglers have come up with it again. Let's see what's at the bottom of the pile. All right.
Looks like as far as we're going to send it down to the field, we've got a coach interview here.
Okay, here we go. With me right now is Coach Tom Cudney. He is with the tight ends and, help me out.
London Beef Feeders.
There you go. Tell us a little bit. I know you've worked a lot over the years with new talent and helping build these guys up. Tell us how it's been for you this week here.
It's been great. The kids are in the right attitude. They all want to succeed, and we're just trying to put them in the right position so they can play with a full speed.
What have you seen this week in terms of development among these guys?
Well, each person kind of has their own day-to-day shine. One day it's one player, another day is another player. Collectively, this is their platform. So we're hoping that they all come together as one unit, and that's hard to do in 3 days of practice.
Sure. We sure do appreciate your time. I know you got to get back to the game. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you.
And as far as we saw that play was just kind of an overthrown there by Phillip Sims. So we're now with 2nd and 10. Again, it's these coaches want to come in here and they want to give back to the players, and that's what we're trying to, showcase here. And it's about the players. And as far as these coaches have done a great job as far as being able to kind of help guide them, mentor them, teach them, and as far as help them get ready for this game and then be able to get ready for the next level, and then even after the next level as far as life, and be able to impart some wisdom on them.
Nice throw right there. Nice pickup by Philip Sims. Looks like it's about a pickup of about 4 yards. Going to bring up, let's see, 3rd down and 5. I'll tell you what I did see just then that I do like. I saw the patience in the pocket. He didn't panic. He stepped up. He stood in there, and he found his receiver. Nice job by Sims.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of breakdown here. Again, when you're looking at the line play, especially on the offensive line, and a lot of these guys kind of moving around different positions. They're not playing one set spot like they did collegiately. This gives scouts a chance to evaluate some guards, playing inside even at center. A couple of the tackles are getting some guard reps, but we've still been able to see the off.
3rd and 5. There's the snap. Stood in the pocket, swinging it outside. Oh, nice move right there. Looks like it's going to be enough for the 1st down.
And again, as far as we see a big back here, but ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. And then again, that's what you're looking to be able to do that. As far as running back, we're talking about this. It's the abilities we'll see here on the replay. Just a little swing pass, but be able to show as far as nice hands and be able to get upfield, as far as make a little move, but as far as get as much as he can before he gets, tackled there. And that's what you're always looking for as far as in these running backs. Can they pass pro? Can they, as far as, catch the football? And then their running skills. But again, those pass blocking is what all these scouts have looked at this whole week.
That's going to bring up, let's see, 1st down, 1st and 10 from about the 22. Nice on the far side. Pump launches. Looks like it's a fumble. Ball's loose. So he came up with it.
Looks like it was a sack fumble. And looks like,
Well, no tuck rule on that one. So Philip Sims is gonna lose a turnover there. Created an Arthur Miley. It looks like 97 is going to fall on the ball.
And as far as Miley showed his athleticism, his size, his as far as just making a play, and that's what the NFL scouts want to see. Can you make a play when it's available to be made?
Now Charles Thompson again, number 54 that we mentioned, creating the pressure that caused the turnover, and then Southern's Arthur Miley jumping on the ball.
Again, John, as far as when you're looking at this game here, what are you looking for on a scout aspect and a scout's perspective?
Well, I think it is the one-on-one matchups that you're looking for. It's time for these guys to make a play and stand out for themselves on game day. We were able to see their technique and the other skill set during the week on one-on-ones and during the practices. Now it's all about making a play. Right there, Andrew Dillon has a chance to make a play. That's a play you have to make.
Yeah, even though the pass was a little below, you got to go in there and catch that. Playing a little fullback, so he's got to make that catch there.
Yeah, that's Andrew Dillon out of Saginaw Valley State. That's going to bring up. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Let's see, where are we? That's going to bring up 2nd down. Looks like about the 8-yard line.
And as far as when we're looking at like an Andrew Dillon, who's a guy who played tight end, was able to then kind of be more of a fullback in this role to be able to show scouts he's versatile, be able to play fullback and play tight end, and that's what you want to show at the next level.
Having a scramble right there. He's got the corner. He's still looking downfield. Oh, let's see if he ruled it a catch.
Incomplete there.
Incomplete pass.
Another pass there for Dillon out of Saginaw Valley.
Almost able to redeem himself there, but stay active, stay alive in the play. Okay, it's not a catch, but the one thing he did was stay alive for the quarterback. You see him under pressure, rolling out to your side. Make sure you stay alive and stay as a target. A little bit short, maybe with a replay that might be considered a catch. But stay alive. That's what teams are going to look for. Are you smart when things are going on? A little bit of a breakdown there, but are you smart and stay alive and come back to your quarterback? Maybe a little bit better throw also.
And with that incompletion, it brings it up 3rd down and 10 from about the 13-yard line with about 11:52 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Comes up a little bit short. I see another flag.
Yep, and that looks like maybe it was defensive pass interference.
Now, with the NFL rules, that's going to be a spot foul right there, guys?
Correct. And then Nick Perry, on the play.
Out of the University of Alabama. Safety out of the University of Alabama, Nick Perry. Nice job right there. Maybe just a little bit too soon there in the coverage.
So we're going to have 1st and goal. It gives a chance to score here, touchdown as we're here in the 2nd quarter.
Coming into the ball game, Andrew Dillon, Saginaw Valley State again. Maybe might get another opportunity, guys, here. It's 1st and 10. 1st and goal. Nice penetration right there by the Wranglers. Several Wranglers in on that play. Number 31, I believe, in on that play, Deshane Durant from Northern Illinois.
and a safety, for his, good size, they're over, 6'1", and almost 200, pounds there from the MAC. Again, and that's what you want your safeties to be able to get down there as far as, kind of make a play there.
And 93, Ashton Dorsey, Texas, started at the University of Texas, finished his college career at Texas A&M Commerce. So a guy that local fans surely have liked watching this week. Did a very good job for himself. I think he put himself back on the map after playing a couple of years at the University of Texas. Definitely a guy that did well for himself in the one-on-ones.
That's the timeout, I believe, here with the second down coming up as second and goal. Hey, guys, while we have a minute here, why don't we talk a little bit about our experience here this week in Arlington, Texas. They were mighty good to us at the Admiral this week there, and we really enjoyed being there. I want to talk a little bit about that.
As far as the Admiral Hotel was able to host the College Gridiron Showcase, was able to show as far as, kind of the NFL, how things are done, when you're on the road, different things as far as meeting together, as far as meals, everything as far as was definitely top notch there, and we definitely appreciate them and what they were able to do for our game day experience.
I think what these players got to see is get out of the comfort level of, at the collegiate level, they know what they're doing. There's a 100% set schedule, and they're only dealing with themselves and their one team. This week you had interaction with scouts, and then you had to do an HRT, which is a psychological exam. And then a few days later, another exam the teams want these guys to go through. So your time and manipulating your time so that you still got your rest, still were able to get with the trainers, but also fill out all this NFL paperwork and realize, hey, you're now going from college to a job interview, and you better be there on time and take notes.
Here we are back to live action right here. Second down from the 3-yard line. Looks like, he's going to be close, guys. Second effort. Did he get in? Looks like he's going to be right down on the goal line. Nice pickup. Nice job right there. It's going to be close. Let's see where they spot him. I think he's going to come up a couple of inches short right here. And that's going to bring up fourth down. Good to see what the decision will be right here by the head coaches from the Desperados.
So Sokol to Dillon, all of a sudden, like Young to Rice.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So we'll see. It's third down, third and goal. So as far as here, just we're at the 1 yard line.
Okay, third and goal right here at the 1. Okay, he didn't quite make it to the goal line here. Mighty close. Let's see what's going on. Up the gut, nice penetration right there. I think he got in, guys, for a touchdown. Nice job.
So Andrew Dillon, as far as we're able to get a couple opportunities and get our first touchdown of the game.
It's not bad, Mike. It's not bad with 10-20 to go in your college All-Star game to score your first career rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
As he was a convert tight end fullback there at Saginaw. And an interesting thing was that this was the conversation. The conversation with Andrew Dillon, throughout last offseason and into the early part of the season is you're not perfectly sized for tight end. Do a little bit of the fullback and tight end. The coaches there allowed him to do it. He's in an All-Star game scoring a touchdown as a fullback.
Well, doesn't that go a little bit back to the more versatility that you have, the more you can bring to the plate? You have guys that play special teams and do other things that can move you around. The more versatility you have, the more you're apt to maybe catch on something.
Team Desperado, Jacob Gannon, a lot more polished, 6'6", 315 pounds. Gannon is a player that has experience at Iowa State at the right tackle position. It looked like a natural fit at that position, 80-inch wingspan. During the week, he didn't do a great job of having a 6-inch punch, but he kind of places his hands. I think he does a pretty good job of using that wide body to frame guys. He's a wall and mirror blocker.
A lot of fresh faces, a lot of evaluation for the NFL to do.
Staying true to what this game's all about, giving an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Kickoff right here is taken deep. That was a nice kickoff. They had a breeze behind it, but taking up in the end zone. It's get about the 10, 12. Oh, what a lick right there. Get the number who came and delivered that. I know that woke him up if he wasn't in the game yet. Nice lick, nice coverage right there.
Come on, Justin. You're going to get excited.
Hey. It's a nice play there. Special teams. I mean, that's what you got to do to be able to, as far as make a team there, and definitely as far as making an impact there on special teams.
Hey, coming up, Harold Jones Corte coming up from Findlay University there on that tackle. Nice job, big hit. Going to scrimmage from about the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wranglers.
And again, as far as we got a new quarterback, in here, Pete Thomas, Louisiana Monroe, a guy who was another double transfer, started at Colorado State, then moved to NC State, and then for his finished his career at Louisiana Monroe. Looks like as far as we got Alabama safety Nick Perry there at the sidelines. Head down to the field.
I'm here with Nick Perry from Alabama. Nick, you just had a huge stop on 3rd and goal. Tell us a little bit about that play.
It was a play action. The fullback went to the flat, and I just had to go make a play.
They scored after that, but you guys came right back in here and stopped him on the kick return. How are you looking for the rest of the game?
We just got to buckle down on defense, get some points on the board so we can come out with the W.
Best of luck to you. Get out there.
Thank you.
Nick Perry there for University of Alabama. And John, talk about a little as far as what he does well and as far as what he could be looking there at the next level.
Well, I think it's the versatility at safety is what teams want now. There's no more free and strong safety. You got to be able to cover. You got to be able to tackle. Definitely going to have to be able to play special teams. Nick had some good ball skills, had a very good senior year. I think the long speed is what's going to be the real key to him. How athletic is he at the pro day? Does it always translate onto the field? Is that the number one thing? Of course not. But you have to give them what they want in terms of your physical, the physical aspects of the game to then match your game film. But very good senior game film.
It brings up 3rd down and 9. That last pass was intended for Darius White out of the University of Missouri. I think he's going to come up a little bit short, though, right here. He's going to bring it up 4th down.
At the end, kind of scooted out there. At the end, it looked like he may have fumbled it forward.
I think he's going to come
not too many times. Number 53, Evan Washington, will get to touch the ball. Saying not the body type to be making plays with the ball.
Not the typical prototype, no. I think he's going to come up about a yard short, guys. That's going to bring up 4th down. Young man out of Tennessee will be in to kick for the Wranglers. He'll be kicking from about the 22-yard line.
So they didn't have enough guys there.
I guess they're gonna do the All-Star game and let him get set.
And that's Matt Darr with the kick.
Nice punt.
Nice.
Another one.
Taking it about the 30-yard lines, 30, 35, 40, 45, out of bounds at about the 46.
And as far as D. Hart, again, he's kind of made up for that early kind of fumble, was able to show, again, his speed and athleticism. That's what we saw here out all week. That guy, as far as, again, he'll show his speed. Says he's going to run in the high 4.3s, low 4.4s there at the NFL Combine there in Indy, in a couple of weeks. And, a guy who, again, who's made plays and has kind of moved himself up on people's draft board.
I think what you like out of Coach Dupree there is give a kid a chance to come right back after a fumble and get back there again, catch the punt cleanly, make a play. Definitely does well for himself. And a good job by Coach Dupree to give him a chance to do that.
This is going to be 1st down, 1st and 10 here from about the 47. Another fumble, another ball on the ground. Quick question I've got to ask, with the college players coming in and the different size of the balls, do you guys think that has anything to do with that?
It's a little, it's getting a little slick out there. Overcast is now coming in. And there's a little jitters, there's a little nerves. These guys have not played with each other, other than the couple of times this week in practice. Where you like to get the ball on a handoff, where the quarterback's getting it, from the center exchange. A lot of little nuances to that, and it's just not as clean exchanges that you're seeing. Quarterback getting it, handing it off, even the receivers when they're in the open field, a little loose with the football right now.
Bringing up 2nd down and about 11. Quick handoff right there, no room to go. It's going to be another loss right there. Nice job right there in pursuit and closing there for the Wranglers.
Now that number 11 is James Rouse from Marshall, a kid who has exceptional size, very good speed and quickness for a big man, and really burst on the scene for Marshall this year, who had a great season as a university. And beside their offensive playmakers, James Rouse was one of their big defensive playmakers. And you see him being used in a number of spots. He can play end. He shifted inside and has played a little 3 technique. This week, he's a guy for sure that's caught people's attention with his athletic ability at that position.
Bringing up about 3rd down and 13 right here. Quick out quarter right there. Nice throw and catch right there. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Nice throw, good catch right there on the corner.
Yeah, as far as we saw, Trevor Harmon there from Shippensburg, as far as to be able to make that play there. And as far as Trevor, his uncle is John
Bruce Arians, head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey guys, we're going to take a second and throw it down to the sideline. We're going to visit with wide receiver Nigel. Going to take it down there right now.
Just like your experience this past week.
Okay.
I'm here with Nigel. Nigel, tell us a little bit about your experience this past week.
It was a pretty good experience to come together and play with a lot of guys from across the world, basically, across the U.S. Just to get a good feeling going against different people. Good experience for me.
What's one memorable thing you'll definitely walk out of here with?
Just being around all the guys. I mean, I remember this game forever. Certain stuff that happened in practice, good plays that were made, and just different stuff like that. Whenever we meet again in the future, it'll be memories we can talk about.
Well, best of luck to you and congratulations.
Appreciate that.
That was Nigel King there for the wide receiver from Kansas, and we appreciate him as far as expressing and telling us a little bit about his experience and about how he'll always, remember this experience and as far as have friendships, for life. And that's really, kind of what this game is about, as far as is developing relationships, networking, because as far as you'll see these guys, whether it's in, as far as the NFL or as far as hopefully, other walks, of life there. So we had a penalty there. It was a nice, catch there, by Wesley Power from Tumskullen, and he's a guy who measured in over 6'8", as far as 6'8" and 7'8", so almost 6'9", one of the tallest players as far as in college football this year, if not the tallest.
Good for our intramural basketball team as well.
Let's see, that brought up, let's bring up, let's see, 2nd and 20 after the penalty there, incomplete. I was trying to throw a quick screen right there that was incomplete. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 20s.
That's Todd Thomas, and he's a guy that a lot of scouts are interested. A lot of teams are showing a lot of interest in Pittsburgh linebacker Todd Thomas, a versatile defender who probably can play better as probably a 4-3 outside linebacker, but very instinctive and a guy that people expect to test very well when he gets the opportunity.
Another guy coming into the ball game now for the offensive line, number 76, Charles Sweeten out of UT Martin.
Charles Sweeten, one of our guys on our list. That's a guy you want to take a look at. Small school kid who's making a real good name for himself. Footwork and athletic ability. Doesn't matter where you played and who you played against. If you can keep your feet moving, if you have the opportunity to stay at tackle, boy, you got a chance to make some money. Guy on the opposite side of him from Virginia Tech is also a perfect example of that. Lawrence Gibson, long, lean, maybe not has filled out, perfectly in the weight room, a little bit of more of a finesse guy, right. At times gets kind of handled with the bull rush at times against him. But when you watch that size and you see the long arms, kind of a prototype of what the teams want at offensive tackle.
Well, look, they're going uphill right now. It's about 2nd down and 25 to go for the first down. Good rush right there. Good scramble.
And as we see here is a two-way player as far as Justin Shirk from Bloomsburg. And, and a guy who earlier in the week said, hey, let me play a little bit of fullback. Let me as far as show my versatility. And, John, as far as why is that so valuable in the NFL?
Well, let me tell you, Justin Shirk wakes up hitting people. If you're in his living room, you're getting hit. I heard he tackled Grandma on Thanksgiving. If she gets in his way. Kid is a tackling machine. He's being trained by Brian Martin up in New Jersey. He's just that hard-nosed, tough-minded kid, defensive player of the year, team captain, and a guy a lot of his teammates were talking to this week just about his love for the game and how much passion he was bringing out to the practices.
That was for a short gain. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Desperados. They did pick up about 5 or 6 right there to the Wrangler 41. Be interesting to see what the coaches are going to do, if it's too early in the game to go for it or if they're going to punt right here.
Just to finish the thing on Shirk, interesting, again, how all-star games play out. Justin Shirk and Trevor Harmon finally teammates on the same team after playing 8 years against each other. 4 years of high school, then 4 years at Shippensburg versus Bloomsburg, finally getting to be on the same team. Harmon said he was very happy to not have to encounter Justin Shirk on the field right now.
Yeah, well, let's see. We're at 4th and 12. They're punting right here from about the 39-yard line, 41-yard line. Nice kick. And came up about, kick it down to the 15-yard line. There'll be no return right there by the young man. Let's see, was that out of UCLA, I believe, right there on receiving.
And as far as we're going to go to a commercial break, we'll be back as far as with the College Gridiron Showcase.
Welcome back to the College Gridiron Showcase right here in Arlington, Texas, here at the University of Texas at Arlington Maverick Stadium. Game between the Desperados and the Wranglers. Score 7-3 right here with 4:47 to go in the second quarter. Coming up second down, if you just missed the first down just joining us here, it's picked up about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 7. We're going to scrimmage from about the 18-yard line, guys.
That's Keyshawn Hill, who had an excellent second half of the season, leading Sam Houston into a deep playoff run. Compact kid. Teams are wondering, what's he going to run? He estimated at a 4.6 second half of the season. If you were watching that Southland Conference, he certainly didn't look like he was running 4.6, and if he was running away from a lot of teams, gaining a lot of yardage, gained close to 1,000 yards of his season in the second half, and had a big 200-yard-plus effort in a playoff win. So definitely a guy that was on the rise late in his senior year.
One man to beat. Nice closing speed right there, though. That was for a nice game. It's second down and about 8 yards to go. Looks like that's going to be enough for a first down. Looks like he went out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wranglers from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and again, Keyshawn Hill, as far as showed his ability to get outside, and then as far as a swing route, catch it, make a guy miss, and get enough for the first down.
And our guy Pete Thomas out there, double transfer, currently was the leader in fourth quarter comebacks at the NCAA level. So a guy who makes a couple of transfers there, and you would think that would mean not a good football player. In his case, a lot of coaching changes and 3 different offensive coordinators during his college career.
Yeah, as far as we're getting here close to halftime, as far as stay tuned into our halftime show. Not only we'll have interview with Marcus Colston, the wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints, a guy who is the VP of Bowl Development here with the College Gridiron Showcase, but also we'll have some other halftime festivities that you'll be able to see.
Coming back to play here, there was nice penetration right there by the Desperados. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Wranglers from about the 33-yard line. Quick out again. Went back to the same play. They got the first down on a minute ago. Nice job right there. I think he's going to come up a couple of yards short, but hey, that was for a nice game. Picked up looks like about 9 yards there. It's going to bring up, let's see, it's going to bring up 4th down. Let's see. 4th down and about 1 to go from about the Wrangler 43-yard line. Yeah, we do have some festivities coming up at halftime, so you guys stay tuned, stay with us. We have a couple of special guests, and so don't leave us. 7-3 right here with about 3:04 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd down. We had 3rd down here. 3rd down, about a yard to go for the Wranglers. Quick pitch right there off to the left. Nice pursuit, nice defense. It's going to be tight, guys. I don't know if he got enough to get it. It's going to be really close. It depends on the spot of the ball.
And John, when you're looking at, as far as a running back, what are you really looking for? What are your keys when you're evaluating somebody, for the next level?
I think what we want to give to the scouts and for the best thing for the players is find a variety of guys. You see Alonzo Harrison, he's more of the big one back, a guy that could be a short yardage back for a team, but then have a Jordan James, who can do a little bit of everything. Have a Keyshawn Hill, out there who was, maybe underrated and gives guys a chance to show people that he can catch out of the backfield, do returns that he wasn't really able to do, as a feature back, for his school. The biggest thing for these guys is being able to play special teams, block, be assignment of sound, when you're blocking, and then you have to, in this day and age, be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. One of the things we'll also hear from halftime is Corey Chavis from Draft Nasty, which if you have a poor draft, it can be a nasty draft. But with Corey's great website, draftnasty.com, he'll be giving us some insight to what he saw during the week here. And while you guys are listening to that, we'll be watching the North Texas dance team.
Nice. And Corey Chavis is a guy who played in the NFL, started his own scouting evaluation site there, Draft, Nasty, and a guy who, go ahead and check out that website, draftnasty.com. And again, like John says, we'll get some more information from him and about what guys he liked during this week at the College Gridiron Showcase.
Well, if you're just joining us back here, coming back to play, it was second down and 8 right here for the Wranglers. The ball's going to be marked here on about the 46-yard line. We got about 1:59 to go before our halftime. That was a nice patience by the quarterback right there to pick up his back underneath coming across. A nice play, but it was for a short gain. So we're looking at second and 8.
And it looks like we've got some, as far as weather out there, as far as raining. But this is, again, another opportunity to show, the scouts what you can do as far as when the weather is not perfect. And so, again, wet balls, how is the quarterbacks able to grip that as far as receivers? Can they catch the ball, kind of a wet ball? So, again, even though it's not ideal conditions, as far as something you can take from this.
Hey, guys, I don't know if that was, you saw there, if that was intentional. I don't know how the referee's going to call that, if it was intentional grounding or not, but it was a loose ball right there, so that's going to bring up third down. It was a good
certainly was not the play design, I guarantee you.
It was good penetration right there, though, by the Desperados front there. They're seem to be a little more consistent in putting pressure on the quarterback now.
And as far as John, I mean, definitely as far as made the play, an interesting prospect. Talk a little bit about number 93.
Well, there was an international incident right there on that play as Mexico's own Octavio Gonzalez knocking our quarterback down on the field. So little diplomatic relations going out there. But Octavio played university football in Mexico. Comes up and gets a chance to be training with Noel Scarlett, former NFL lineman here, and gets a chance to come into our game just with the opportunity. He got great size for a kid that's playing against that level of competition, and no language barrier for him. But the football barrier is the size and speed of the game. But now what we have is a game that not only did we mention in the pregame show, all the way from Alabama and those schools, all the way down to the NAIA kids, the starting center from UConn, born in Canada, and Octavio Gonzalez from Mexico. You have an all-star game that encompasses all of North America in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's something that the NFL has looked at a number of times in the past 20 years. You've seen the NFL look to find different places in different areas to find new prospects to bring into competition for the NFL. And I think it's a great idea having a kid from across the border in our game.
And for as Darius White here, as far as makes a little dig route, be able to catch the ball, nice catch, and to be able to kind of move it upfield to try to get the first down. He comes up a little bit short there, but a guy who's shown during the week, and if we saw in this first half make a lot of plays, get a lot of opportunities. Again, as far as, a guy who was measured in, close to 6'3", was 6'2", 7'8", 208. A guy who, again, they're always looking for those big, physical wide receivers who can get down and kind of be in that mid-range. Maybe not take the top off, the field there, but a guy who's can be consistent, a chain, mover, and a guy, for as can execute in the NFL.
Well, it was a nice catch. If you can see, I mean, the wind and there's been a steady mist out here. He had to go down and plucked it there. It was a shoestring catch, so it's a nice catch by the young man.
Justin, and on the tackle again, number 29. Matt Mosley.
Yeah, and Matt Mosley is a guy who started at Ball State and then was transferred to Grand Valley State. Again, as far as a D2 powerhouse, as far as Brian Kelly, the head coach of Notre Dame, started his career, at Grand Valley, State University. And a guy, an athletic guy who can play defensive end, can rush the passer. And as far as, showing that athleticism, a lot of scouts that I've talked with, said, hey, this is a guy who they're looking for, those edge pass rushers to be able to make plays on Sunday.
Dan Scuda.
Yep.
Getting a great paycheck, to play special teams, and then when the opportunity has presented itself, has been able to fill in as a defensive starter. Primarily made the league as a special teamer to begin with, but then when given reps, all of a sudden is making plays. Matt Mosley has a lot of that same opportunity, maybe even a better athlete.
They first out, ball's tipped up in the air. They got the first down. They went for it on fourth down. They picked it up. Quarterback sneak right there. So they're in a hurry-up offense. That's going to bring up second down and 10. Can't pick out the lineman that got his hand up that batted that ball down, but that's going to, let's see, stop the clock with about a minute 19 to go here in the second quarter.
I think we'll be able to make it out right there. And that's probably, one of the things, that we've seen this week is these guys' ability to adjust on the fly, and create plays, whether they're inside a tackle or swinging outside at defensive end.
Quick pass right there. Nice coverage right there by the defensive back. That's going to stop the clock with the incomplete pass, but that's going to bring up third down and 10 from about the Wrangler 46-yard line, 45-yard line.
Yeah, as far as that was Harold Jones Quarterly from Finland University. Another, as far as Gliak, guy, from, as far as like we talked about, Andrew Dillon, who scored the touchdown from Saginaw Valley. Matt Mosley from Grand Valley State. As far as the Gliak Conference, they're in Division II. It's produced three of our players here that's made plays so far in this game.
Justin, where are you from?
And as far as I went to Grand Valley.
Up right there, he's open. He slipped down on the turf. Quarterback picked him up, good patience in the pocket, stepped up in the pocket. When he felt the pocket closing in, the rush, and stepped up there, just came up a little bit short. That's going to bring up 4th and 10 from about the 45, ball marked on the 45-yard line.
I think after this broadcast, just don't be a VIP at any GLIAC conference game he goes to. That's Justin Van Fulpen. You can send his VIP credential to him at jvanfulpen at collegegridironshowcase.com.
And as far as Darius White, we saw him make some plays. And John, again, as far as we talked about the running backs and as far as what's your evaluation of receivers and what you're looking for?
I think, again, we want to slot, literally slot guys in at spots where they can get looked at the best. So you want to have a couple of guys playing outside with the long, lean bodies, like what Darius White has, like a Nigel King, and then supplement Levi Norwood. Is a perfect example of Isaiah Myers, slot receivers who that is a key component to every team's offense. You saw that last year in free agency where the Broncos went out and spent a lot of money on Emmanuel Sanders. That's guys like this. You got to be quick, make a catch, be able to make the first defender miss. You don't have to have the best long speed, but you have to have good hands, run precise routes, and then have the quickness to make somebody, first defender miss.
Punt there by Justin Duvernois. Hope I get that right, from the University of Illinois. Looks like his ball's going to be spotted on about the 16-yard line.
At Alex Matthias, the center from Connecticut, experienced in pro-style schemes, that continued itself this year under Bob Diaco and what they did offensively out there. Diaco being a defensive coach, he wants his offensive lineman to have some nasty, and that's what Matthias has.
We'll see what they'll do with here 55 seconds, see if they're going to just be conservative and go to halftime, or if we're going to try to get some things rolling here late in the second quarter.
I think another thing that Marcus Colson's going to touch on at halftime is a group that was out here called Fusionetics. And they did a couple of interesting meetings with the players, showing them how they can use kind of technology with their workouts, to come up with a game plan on how you can better kind of adjust yourself and do some workouts that'll make you even stronger, bigger, stronger, faster. I was glad it was called Fusionetics and not Bionetics, because I'm not sure if we're allowed to kind of turn the $6 million man into literally the $6 million man.
First and 10, in and out of his hands. Incomplete pass right there to, I believe, the young man Harris out of the University of Texas.
Again, another big body, receiver. As far as 6'2", 215 pounds, kind of like as far as, Darius White there, we've seen all day. Again, and those are the guys the NFL's looking for, those body types.
That's going to bring up second down, 2nd and 10 here from about the I guess about the 17-yard line. We got about, let's see, there's 50 seconds. They're going with the breeze to the back right here.
And as far as we got a new quarterback, Quinn Epperly from Princeton. And again, talking with some NFL scouts, people are thinking, hey, with his athleticism, maybe necessarily not a quarterback, but maybe he switches in as like a fullback, running back hybrid. But he got an opportunity to come here and as far as be a quarterback, and therefore is at Princeton, completed about 58% of his passes, ran for almost 300 yards. A guy as far as physical, had 12 rushing touchdowns. And again, John, what do you see as far as why would you, as far as bringing a guy from the Ivy League?
So, number one, he's probably one of the smartest kids on the field. But the main thing is he's player of the year as a junior. As a run-pass quarterback, guys got 20-plus, career rushing touchdowns, and not all of them are goal line touchdowns for him. So an athletic kid, good, well-built, played in an NFL-type system. And then the main thing with him is gets turf toe, misses a lot of this season. Coaching staff lets the younger guy kind of stay with it because, you're in and out as a quarterback. That's not a way to win football games. And the oddity of things was there's the depth of the senior class at quarterback. When you're getting down to it, you want to keep guys or give guys who might be able to stay alive and be interesting to scouts. And the funny thing was, while recruiting Floyd Raven from Texas A&M, their director of football operations, Gary Reynolds, tells me, hey, anything else you're looking for? And I said, yeah, there's no quarterbacks in the state of Texas. And he goes, well, I don't have a quarterback that's from the state of Texas, but my sister is married to the quarterback at Princeton, Quinn Epperly. Amazing how things work out sometimes. Amazing. We needed a quarterback. Quinn Epperly was on the short list. and there was the connection right there. So Coach Reynolds doing a great recruiting job for A&M and also for Princeton.
Well, the ball's in his hands right now. 3rd and 10 right here from about the 16-yard line. Nice. I think a draw play right there, but I think the young man slipped down maybe lost about a yard or two right there. So that's going to bring up 4th down with about 34 seconds to go here before halftime. And then stay tuned. Stay in here with us now before halftime. We've got a couple of special guests, a couple of exciting things they're going to visit and talk about. And so stay tuned. Stay with us.
A couple of guys that are on the field there defensively. Gavin Stansberry, Texas A&M transfer, who finished his senior year at Houston. And Jerome McClain, defensive tackle from South Alabama, brother of Terrell McClain, defensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
Family affair there, I guess. Growing them big in the McClain family. I'm not sure you're going to get any leftovers for Thanksgiving if you went to that household.
You know, as far as, again, stay tuned with us halftime. We have Marcus Colson, the wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints, who is the VP of Bowl Development here at the College Gridiron Showcase. And also we'll get some updates from Corey Chavis from Draft Nasty and what he was able to view here earlier in the week during practice and his evaluation of some of the top prospects here in the College Gridiron Showcase.
We're looking at about 34 seconds here. We're going to punt right here. The Desperados are going to have to punt from about the 14-yard line. Win at the back. There's the kick. End over end. It's going to bounce on about the 46-yard line. Take a nice Desperado roll. Looks like the ball is going to be placed down about the, 41, 42-yard line. 20 seconds to go before halftime. The Wranglers will put it in play. 1st and 10.
And as far as, good field position, and maybe we'll see a couple of, deep shots, as we kind of roll into halftime.
Yeah, second half we'll kind of talk about a couple of the other kids that we saw have really good weeks of practice and maybe engage them if Macy can get out of the raindrops and find a couple of them. Gabe Holmes, a tremendously athletic tight end from Purdue, a kid who I'd be excited to see how the rest of this process works out for him. Houston Bates, 5.5 sacks in his bowl game from Louisiana Tech, kind of a tweener kid who settled in nicely this week at Mike linebacker after playing outside backer and even rush end at Louisiana Tech. And on the other side, Josh Shirley had not played linebacker until this week, was a defensive end at Washington and UNLV, ends up being the starting Sam linebacker in the game, number 22, very active athletic player, whose brother Jason Shirley from Fresno State also played in an all-star game that we had done several years ago, Justin.
Yeah.
A good penetration right there by the Desperado front. It's going to bring up about 2nd and 14. A draw play right there. One for a loss of about 4 yards. Sim still in at quarterback. 2nd down. I think he's going to stretch it, guys. Over the middle.
Oh, nice
completion.
Catch.
Nice completion. Ball pops out. I don't know if that was a catch.
Yep, everything's okay.
There was 3 defensive backs there. I think they all converged at the same time, so I hope the young man's okay. Incomplete pass right there. I guess I think we're going to take a timeout right here, and we'll be back right here at the College Gridiron Showcase here in Arlington, Texas, at the University of Texas at Arlington here at Maverick Stadium. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We got a couple of special guests we're going to be visiting with here shortly. We'll be back right after this.
Coach, this week, practice was just as big as this game. What key elements were you trying to put into your guys' heads so that they had it all week with them?
The biggest thing all of us talked to them about was just, doing what you do and go out and compete, play hard, have fun. It's the same game at any level you're playing at, and, take it serious. It's a great opportunity, but, just do what you do.
It's kind of been a defensive game so far. What kind of strategies might you put towards your offense in the locker room real quick to get them out here moving?
Yeah, we've had a lot of opportunities, just haven't executed well. And, the rain, the ball's been pretty heavy, and, we had some guys open for big plays, and we either didn't get the ball out of the quarterback's hand cleanly, or guys dropped them. And it's the same thing on the other side. This weather's tough to play in, and it's really tough for offense in an all-star game. You get 3 practices to work together. Defense a little bit simpler to do things. So it's about what you would expect. I think the game would be a little cleaner if it wasn't wet.
Well, good luck to you. Guys, back to you.
We're here at halftime at the College Gridiron Showcase. I'm Justin Van Fulpen, and here in the booth with me is Marcus Colston, the wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Marcus is the Vice President of Bowl Development. And Marcus, you were a 7th-round pick from Hofstra. Tell us why you got involved in this game.
Well, I see a lot of guys that have a similar story to mine. You know, a small school guy, wasn't really projected to go very high in the draft, and you know, was fortunate enough to play in the East-West Shrine game, and you know, really get on teams' radars from there. So, you know, looking at this game and saw an opportunity to present a similar platform for some guys.
And as far as being in the NFL, you've seen guys from all the different, as far as levels, get a chance, especially with the New Orleans Saints. Speak to as far as how you see that in the locker room. You know, do you guys look at anybody different based on where they've come from?
No, absolutely not. I mean, and our staff talks about it all the time. It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters. All that matters is what you do when you get here. So, you know, once you're in the door, so to say, I mean, it's a level playing field, and it's all about opportunities and taking advantage.
Yeah, and as far as what's your goal for this game kind of moving forward? Obviously, this is the first game here. Your goal as far as we get down in next year in 2016 and going forward?
Well, obviously, you know, the goal is to continue to grow the game, continue to grow, you know, the presence and the awareness of the game. But it's as long as it centers around the players and the opportunities for those guys to be showcased, and as long as we keep bringing in the pro personnel that we were able to this year, we're heading in the right direction.
And a company that you work with is Fusionotics. Tell the fans out, people out here, as far as Fusionotics, what that is, and as far as why you brought them in.
Yeah, Fusionetics is a software company that's kind of up and coming, and what they do is a lot of body analysis and movement analysis. So they'll take your body through simple movement patterns and really get a deeper look at, you know, how your body moves, compensation patterns of every joint. So really just building this game and building this platform, I wanted it to be all about players and really giving players the best opportunity to move forward. So, you know, knowing that these guys have combine coming down the pike, and then also their pro days, just trying to give them as much information to be successful as possible.
And as far as the general public, the athletes out there, they can go on the website and get more information about Fusionotics?
Yeah, absolutely. www.fusionetics.com. It's a pretty cool platform. Like I said, it's an up-and-coming company, expanding, working with some pro teams in the NBA and also the NFL. And you know, now College Gridiron Showcase.
Great. And as far as we saw a number of NFL GMs here, there was over 90 NFL scouts there. As far as your future, I guess, you know, boss Jeff Ireland was out here. You know, talk about what the scouts had said to you and kind of how that they perceived as far as the football side of this game.
Well, the common thing that we heard from the scouts all week was they were happy with the access to the players. Not really familiar with a ton of other games, but we wanted to build this game, like I said before, around the players and the opportunities for those guys. So, you know, really just creating opportunities to get scouts in front of those guys and not only see the football side, but be able to, you know, have a conversation and start to get a feel for the character of guys, because, you know, really that's coming more and more to the forefront as part of the evaluation process.
You know, and definitely, and kind of one last question to kind of, you know, wrap this up. As far as the players that you've taught you down here, I know a lot of guys, as far as, as far as obviously recognize you, kind of look up to you. What have you been able to kind of impart wisdom to these kind of the next generation of NFL stars?
Yeah, really, for me, it's been about, a new generation of peers, I guess you can call them. So, you know, really just letting those guys know that I'm a resource, throughout the week, and anything that they want to know about the process, about the league, about the transition, definitely make myself available. And, really, I just wanted to communicate to those guys that, I'm appreciative of those guys believing in this game, it being a first-time game, and, there's a lot riding on this, for these guys. So, taking the chance and playing in this game and believing in it, I'm really appreciative.
Great. Well, Mark, we definitely appreciate your time. Appreciate your, as far as support of the College Gridiron Showcase. And we'll be back as far as to the second half of the College Gridiron Showcase. Kickoff here, and we're on as we have the College Gridiron Showcase underway. Another 30 minutes of college football left this season, and then we'll be as far as ready to roll into the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft. So 30 minutes, second half.
Let's see, the Wranglers are going to take over here. It looks like they're going to take over about the Oh, gosh, let's see where they're going to spot it here. About the 16-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wranglers here, 16-yard line. Start of the third quarter here. Desperados up 7-3. Have a slight mist here. The rain's the wind has died down some, so but a little light mist on the field. Here we go, 1st and 10. A quick hit up the middle there. Looks like it's going to be for a short gain, about 3 yards possibly.
So Jordan James getting the action going here in the second half, and once again Matt Mosley in the vicinity of the play. So we'll see if the second half if it's a lot of the same guys making plays, or is there a chance for a new hero to kind of jump out here and make a play. We mentioned a lot of guys in the first half. We got some other guys we want to talk about, Houston Bates being one of them. We see Princeton linebacker out there, Mike Zueli. His head coach, Bob Saras, had coached professionally and said this kid's as good a prospect as he's had in his coaching career at the collegiate level. So we'll look to see if he makes a play here in the second half.
Oh, another fumble on the ground right there. Backside there. Sim still in the quarterback. Looks like it's going to be recovered by the Wranglers. It's going to back them up. I guess they're going to spot it at about the 6-yard line. That's going to bring up third down and a mile.
Just be able to pop that ball out there, and again, as far as we were able to, see some of that in the first half there. So as far as giving opportunity to score there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the Desperados seem to be much more comfortable on front there, starting to make a little more penetration there against the Wranglers' offensive line, being a little more consistent play after play. So that's going to bring up third down and 20 from about the 6-yard line.
And once again, Christian Ringo, back-to-back, making the play. This is exactly what we saw throughout the week of practices, and him just too quick for most of the offensive linemen to get their hands on, and again, making a play. And you see Ringo and Hamilton playing next to each other. So former college teammates getting one last chance to play together here in the second half. So that's Justin Hamilton, who I believe was going to wear number 58 and had a jersey or wardrobe malfunction and ended up with number 23.
Out of University of Tennessee, Matt Durian to kick. He's kicking from his own end zone. Oh, a nice kick. Nice kick. Take it on about the 37-yard line. Quick hit. Looks like he's going to pick up about, let's see, about 10 yards. 10 yards on the return there. That was a fantastic kick. He was kicking about a yard, about 9 yards deep in the end zone. Took it about on about the 37, guys. That would have to be about what? About a 50-yarder. Nice kick right by the young man at University of Tennessee. So,
right. Also, you get to see a little bit different faces doing some different things here in the second half. Robinson Threes, out there doing the return this time for them, and Josh Shirley, who we mentioned in the first half, coming down on special teams again. Josh Shirley, starting defensive end at UNLV and the University of Washington, comes here as an undersized end. They move him to linebacker, and by game day, he's the starting linebacker. That's kind of an interesting thing you would see at an all-star game. 2.5 practices, and I guess I'm ready for starting.
Quinn Epperly right there, still in the quarterback for the Desperados. Looks like it's going to be a short gain right here of about 3 yards. It was 1st and 10 from about the 47-yard line. Rain's starting to come down a little bit harder, guys, so that ball is going to have to double clutch it right here. We had about 3-4 fumbles here in the first half. Rain's picked up just a little bit, so we're looking at about 2nd down and 7 to go here, with about 12:04 to go here in the third quarter at University of Texas at Arlington, the Maverick Stadium right here in Arlington, Texas.
And that was Rob Howman from Central Connecticut State on that last run. And again, a small guy. Again, he gets the ball again and trying to show his speed and power. Wasn't able to really get outside and make much play there. But again, he's a Darren Sproles. Again, we had Marcus Colston, in the booth at the halftime. And the Saints really had an issue when they lost a guy like Darren Sproles. And as far as what do those shifty kind of running backs, kind of make to an offense there, John, as far as when you're looking to make big plays there?
Well, I think two things. They're a safety valve for the quarterback when he gets in trouble or he rolls out to their side, can dump it off. You have the run-pass option. And the other thing is it's a complete mismatch. If you have that kid open in space, running routes against any of these outside linebackers, it's really going to create a matchup problem for them. And he's got the elusiveness to make the first guy miss, and then all of a sudden you have receivers blocking downfield, a lot of big play capability. Speaking of receivers, we were very happy to see Nigel King take some time, work his way off the field under his own power. They're going to check him out. Don't believe he'll return for the game the rest of the way. But a great amount of work done to bring that guy back. And that's one of the things that's hugely important for all of these games and what we're doing. Had a great UTA staff get involved with us, as well as Brian Beasley and his staff out here. So 10 trainers, so 5 on each side, getting these guys prepared for the game. But then when something like that happens, be able to work with the kid quickly and make sure everybody knows what's going on.
Looking at Blow, 3rd down and 16, ball on the 41. We had about a 5-yard penalty here, delay a game. Epperly back. He's looking downfield. He had a step on it, but he came back to the ball. Just nice comeback there by the young man out of Texas Harris there, wide receiver. Just incomplete. Just like I said, just maybe about a yard short there.
I think there was a flag on the play there. I don't know if it'd be.
Yeah, down here by the 40, kind of out of sight of where the ball was going.
Yep.
Ineligible man downfield by the Desperados.
Yep, they're going to go ahead and repeat 3rd down, offsetting penalties there.
So I guess one of our linemen decided he was going to be tackle eligible without maybe letting anybody else know that was his game plan. But
give it a shot, huh?
Hey, that's what the Patriots were able to do there against the Ravens. And
the more you can do.
Bring a whole new meaning to versatility. We're looking at 3rd and 16 here. Let's see, offsetting penalties. 3rd and 16 with about 10:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Desperados up 7-3. Epperly drops back. Good pursuit screen right there. Oh, nice play. Read it the whole way. Came out, made a great tackle right there on the corner. If he had not have made that tackle, the young man could have had some bunch of real estate right there in front of him. So there's an excellent play right there on the end. Staying at home, being patient, reading the back, and good job, guys.
But again, I think that's what you'll be able to show as far as Dorsey there from Texas A&M Commerce was able to make a play. On the running back, and again, like we talked, a small, shifty, guy there. So hey, he's a guy who can go ahead and show his athleticism again on a small, shifty running back.
Yeah, and what they're not doing here in this game, but something that Dorsey is showing is the ability to, if you wanted to drop your defensive lineman back into coverage, if you want to do some different things like they will do at the NFL level, all of a sudden this kid has the athletic ability, short, quick burst, able to make the play, and then make a sure tackle against a shifty running back who most times would have eluded a guy like that.
Team Desperado, Daniel Gambrell from Notre Dame College. I thought he was impressive on the hoof. Certainly looked the part. And then you could see some potential guard characteristics with his ability to finish some things. Now, he got overpowered at times, but I thought he had a pretty good slide and shuffle. And when you look at his length, I think Gambrell was 33 3/8 arms and 10 1/4 hands. He does have a punch.
And as far as what we're able to see here, John, I mean, what guys have kind of recapped during the week? Another guy, give us another guy that standing out to you.
There's a couple of things. Jimmy Mundane, we talked about in the first half, our friend Andrew Dillon, who scored on a fullback handoff. Jimmy Mundane, a lot of similarities. Athletic, undersized to play pure tight end. But if you could play that sort of fullback, H-back, tight end, move the guy around, get him on the move with his blocking, and then create some mismatches out of the backfield. He's a guy who's a very good receiver, hasn't ever had a chance to really run the ball, but has done well converting there and playing some fullback and tight end during the week of practice.
Oh, back to play here. We're looking at this is going to bring up 2nd down at about 10 to go as an incomplete pass right there. The Wranglers right there looking at 2nd down deep in their own territory, looking at about they're scrimmaging from about the 20-yard line. Range seems to have picked up just a little bit. We hadn't talked a whole lot about the interior linemen. Some of the guys is anybody out there, John, that stood out that's impressed you on the interior line, the offensive line this week?
Well, Cyril Lemon, who's right there, your right guard from North Texas, he's a guy, big, strong kid, and I think teams that are more of that aggressive between the tackles, power, running game. He's a guy that I think will be an intriguing guy to a lot of those people. We touched on University of Tennessee Martin offensive lineman Charles Sweeten as a versatile guy, has played guard, has played outside of tackle. NFL teams thought maybe conversion inside to guard would be better for him, but he's shown very well and has been able to maintain playing at left tackle during the week. And then Matt Reese, Tuskegee, interior guy, plays center. He's kind of a hard-nosed, heart and soul type kid it's a short area athlete, who may not run a great 40 time, but very good upper body strength, and I see short area quickness that allows him to continue moving his feet after the snap, stay alive, protect his quarterback, and he's a guy that I think teams are starting to get some interest in.
A heads-up play right there by Sims, throwing the ball away. Pocket had collapsed, good penetration again. Once I believe Carlos Thompson there from the University of Mississippi coming off the backside rush right there. That's going to bring up, we're looking at, second down, and ball on the 31, second down, and about 10 to go.
And we look at they're still having some fun, even though it's as far as rain out there. Guys are still having as far as a good time, and that's what that's what it's about. A couple plays ago, we go back to for his Darius White there out of Missouri, and he's made a lot of plays and really shown as far as help his stock and running those dig routes and being a big physical wide receiver. I thought he's really shown so far in this first half and into the second half as far as wide receiver skills, and I've really shown his ability to make plays out there.
The incomplete pass right there from Sims. It's going to bring up for the Wranglers. I see it's going to be third down, third and 10. Ball still spotted on the 31-yard line for Sims and company. With about 8:46 to go here, score still 7-3. Desperado 7, Wranglers 3. It's going to bring up again third down and 10. Ball on the 31. Two receivers close to me. Sims still in at quarterback. There's the snap. Having to scramble again due to pressure. He spots him. Thought he had him right there, but incomplete pass right there. Good coverage. Every time I've looked at with our defensive backs today, they have been just about step for step with the receivers. They've done a fantastic job. That just, I guess, is a true test, or attribute that to you guys finding the quality of players that you brought in here. So they've done a great job.
If you look at this play, we saw Justin Shirk earlier in the game catch a pass, and now he's here. He's playing as far as in man-to-man coverage, was able to kind of run in that kind of seam route to get as far as with the tight end. So again, a guy showing his versatility, not only to be able to catch a football as a linebacker, kind of playing that fullback role, but also then to be able to cover a tight end. So again, scouts look at that as far as a guy who can play multiple positions, saves roster spots. Obviously, at the NFL, there's only 53-man roster, and they only dress 46 guys. So again, if you can do as far as multiple things, multiple positions, play on special teams, you get your value kind of goes up there in the NFL realm.
Yeah, and speaking of which, you just saw Robinson Threes from Auburn as the returner, and Alonzo Harris, the UL Lafayette leading rusher, coming down making a tackle. So guys that are asked to do some different things, but this is what they're going to be asked to do if they get to an NFL training camp. You're not going to be always the lead back. You're not going to be the starter on the team. But if you can provide a good look on special teams, you can get yourself an opportunity to make a roster that way. And like I said, a number of these guys, that's how they're going to do it. It's not going to be just their offensive or defensive play. It's playing special teams. And a lot of these guys today have done a very good job on the coverage units.
Well, from the times I've seen him, some of the workouts today during the week, he's been so impressive. Therese has. I've really enjoyed watching him work. He had a really good week this week. At camp.
And there, as far as that run was Juwan Chrism from Akron, a guy who's a big physical running back, over 6 foot, 202 pounds, again, and that's what you're looking for. We see a lot of underclassmen running backs that came out. But again, as far as you just kind of go through the NFL, and all these guys who are undrafted, the Alfred Morris of the world, those size running backs seem to have success at the next level because you're always looking for those big physical, backs there. So, and he could be definitely one of them.
An incomplete pass right there. It's going to break third down and 8. Ball on the 24-yard line. About 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. Desperados with the ball on offense in the green, and Wranglers in the black uniforms. Again, about 7:40 to go in the third quarter.
As the rain comes down, it's as far as what these scouts can kind of take from this game is who's going to continue to fight, and who's going to say, oh, it's cold, it's rainy, I'm not going to continue to play. And that's, again, we're talking about evaluations. We're talking about what can you do as far as at the next level. So these guys who continue to fight, even though it's adverse conditions, it's an all-star game. These guys, when the scouts are going and they're watching this game, whether here in the booth, which we have a number of NFL scouts still here, or we'll watch it here on tape, they'll put check mark and say, okay, hey, this guy's going to fight. And like Marcus Colson was able to talk about here at halftime, it's not necessarily all about your athleticism, but it's about character, it's about work ethic. And that's as far as what makes a guy like him, as far as a 7th round pick from a small school to a guy who's, as far as been in the league for, over 10 years now.
3rd and 13 ball on the 19-yard line. Epperly Steele in quarterback for the Desperados. Just overthrown right there. That could be due to a slick ball. The rain, like I said, is picked up a little bit, but incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Desperados, and going to have to punt here deep in their own territory.
Yeah, what you're seeing out of Quinn is, having to adjust to, one, being under center, weather conditions, the NFL football. A lot of his balls, you know where he's trying to go with it. He's showing you he knows what he's looking for, just not able to complete those passes. And I think that's where a lot of people are saying, hey, the conversion to, is it running back? Is it maybe even to safety? Scott Frost did that a number of years ago and things. Kerry Joseph, who's coaching, here made that transition from quarterback to DB and then back to quarterback. Those are the type of things that when you're watching and then you're hearing, or you see stats and fans want to know, hey, how come this guy can't play that position? You're seeing the little reasons why scouts would have their questions about somebody remaining at that same position.
As far as Jordan Norwood, John talked about, obviously Jordan Norwood's had family members in the NFL. Talk a little about Jordan Norwood, what he brings to the table.
Yeah, I mean, he has tremendous speed, probably the best hairstyle of the week. Sorry, Mike. But he brings, that speed is a key element to the game. You can use him on the speed sweeps. You can use him on a reverse. You can put him in the slot. I think you can also test drive him literally, as a returner. He has a number of different qualities that he brings to the table. The biggest issue, is, again, converting to more of that pro-style offense as opposed to the run and gun that they use there at Baylor.
1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line for the Wranglers. Nice hole up the middle right there for a nice gain. Looked like he picked up about 8 yards. Bring up, 2nd down and about 2 for the Wranglers. Score still 7-3 here deep in the 3rd quarter with about 7:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And we've talked a lot about Jordan James from UCLA. I mean, he's got a lot of opportunities, and he's made the most of them as far as this. Again, he's not going to wow you with that 40 time, but again, thick lower leg drive, be able to be a guy who's going to be a backup type running back, at the next level, probably not a starter, but be able to be some special teams guy, and he can make a living there for in the next couple of years there in the NFL.
Yeah, and you see the front line that they're putting out there right now, defensively, is just Desperados are having a field day. There with getting penetration. I mean, you can see there's always somebody unblocked. You're leaving the opportunity for Justin Shirk had 150-plus tackles with guys trying to block him. If you leave him unblocked, it's not going to turn out to be a good result. But this has been, when they don't have the combo of the 2 North Texas guys on the same side of the line, they've struggled a little bit there. And then, like I said, Christian Ringo and Justin Hamilton are having a field day. For UL Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns are definitely doing that right now.
Yeah, and it's the quarterback sneak right there. It was 3rd and 2, and I'm not sure if he got it. The Wranglers have a new quarterback in. Speaking of University of Louisiana Monroe, number 14, Pete Thomason is at quarterback now for the Wranglers. I don't know if they're going to get a measurement. I think they're going to go for it here. Down. Yeah, okay, 4th down at about 1. These guys are they're going to go ahead and punt. We still got a tight ball game. It's too early, I think, possibly to go for it, on your side of the field. So they're going to bring in Matt Durr out of Tennessee, and they're going to punt it here.
Yeah, and as far as, as we kind of get deeper into this game, as far as a turnover, as far as a wet ball, something could change the momentum as far as get, a couple more scores here. But it's been a defensive battle so far.
Another nice kick for the young man out of the University of Tennessee. It's going to be bent to the end zone. They're going to spot it here on the 20-yard line with about 5:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Team Desperados And the quarterback position, Jerry Lovelock, built on a pretty good NFLPA performance, 6'4", 245 pounds. I thought his technique throughout the week in terms of over-the-top throwing motion and just how smooth he was of going through his progressions, showing improvement as the week went on.
Hey, why don't we talk a little bit? We talked a minute ago about your coaches. Can you talk a little bit about how you put your coaching staffs together and why you picked the guys you picked?
So obviously, you know, being in Texas, you wanted to kind of make use of some of the guys that have been around or played and being in this area. And Doug Cosby had some other commitments, so he was coming over from. He's actually living in Hawaii these days. His son's a senior at UCLA, so he was making his way over. Here for that, and Cosby had a number of friends that were on June Jones's staff at SMU and had coached and played with him, so he was able to get those guys together on one side. And then we had Bubba McDowell, who's coaching at Prairie View, had a family illness. Marcus Dupree was going to coach running backs. Of course, Marcus has a great personality to work with the kids, so we kind of bumped him up, and then brought guys like Willie Pyle, who's coaching and training guys in the area. C.J. Wilson, a former player at Baylor, you know, jumped in there. So a lot of combination of guys that we're able to bring in here.
Hey, we'll come right back to that coaching staff. Listen, there was a fumble right there, so they're going to take it over. Wranglers are going to take it over right here deep in Desperado territory. It looks like they're going to tee it up at about the 14-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wranglers inside the 15-yard line. You know, we're talking about the coaches. I was so impressed in talking with some of the guys on the staff, Mike Renfro, and meeting Cosby, and then had the pleasure, Randy White came out the other day. So for me, that was exciting because I remember watching Randy White play. So it was a really exciting time. And you guys have the experience and the knowledge here. So these guys, the players here this week, were so fortunate to have that. The guys that have been there, done that, know how to get there. Into the end zone. Oh, just through his hands there. Incompletion. That's quarterback out of UL Monroe, Pete Thomas. Incompletion. That's going to bring up second down. Second down and 10 to go from about the, 14-yard line.
But as far as Pete Thomas, again, that's was the knock on him is, again, could he get out and show his athleticism and throw the ball on the run? He was able to do that. Just David Porter from TCU wasn't able to come up with that catch. But, as far as Pete Thomas was more that traditional drop back, 3 to 5 step drops as far as throw it, down the pipe there. But he was able to show kind of some athleticism there, and that's nice to see him be able to do that.
Kid Sins was out of practice. Looks like he's about 6'3", so a nice frame. Second down and 10, ball on the 14 with 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Looking upfield, good patience right there. He's going to keep it.
Uh-oh.
He could. I think, he's saying he was down about the 1-yard line. I don't know.
But again, it shows his athleticism.
Yeah.
That's something he wasn't known for, there at, as far as Monroe. But be able to show that again. And that's what you're looking for as far as the developmental quarterbacks is, what can you do? Can we develop you as far as we know you're big, physical. Now we show some athleticism here. And can we just work with your footwork, as far as get down to be able to say, okay, hey, can you be a number 3 quarterback and practice squad guy and to be able to develop him for, possibly down the road. We've seen a number of guys, Tony Romo here in the state of Texas, an undrafted guy who was able to, rise to be a franchise quarterback. So again, it's not where you come from, where you get drafted. It's about your production in the NFL.
He's going up the outside there. I think he's going to maybe lose a yard. It looks like it was a fumble. I'm not sure if they're going to rule him down or not. Oh, they are. They're going to give the ball to the Desperados. So that's a nice break, especially in this weather, this climate here. It's a good break for the Desperados to get the ball back, be deep in their territory. So.
All week we've been hearing great stories. The best one yet is 2 players who have been rivals for 8 years. Trevor Harmon out of Shippensburg and Justin Shirk out of Bloomsburg. They played against each other in high school. They played against each other in college. And today they are finally paired up as teammates on the same team.
Thanks, Marcy. I think we just touched on that just a few minutes ago. Another pretty neat story, John.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you see there, Justin curses poor Pete Thomas as he's talking glorious, giving him praise, and he fumbles on that play. So if you want to make it in the NFL, just make sure Justin doesn't talk about you.
Hey, Justin, look, we were talking a minute ago, and what just outside looking in, when you're looking at the players, you're always looking at a guy that you may have a question about, like a Pete Thomas. You're looking at the upside as to what you can take and develop, the potential there, always at the upside of the player. Does that factor in a lot when you want to take a player and move forward?
Yeah, definitely as far as, because what you're looking for is what the NFL scouts want. Again and again, we talked about height, weight, athleticism, and okay, what can they do? And again, it's all about projecting. And again, there's not an exact science to be able to do it, but as far as about projecting to the next level and what does the NFL do, what do they do well, and that's what you want to be able to get the best guys here to be able to showcase their abilities, for the next level.
Okay, thanks, Justin. We got a timeout on the field. It's about 3:23 guys here to go in the third quarter. Tight ball game, 7-3. The Desperados up. And as we come back, it's going to be 2nd and 10 to go. Desperados deep in their own territory. I know the weather's played a little factor today in the ball game. We've had some fumbles, but again, I want to touch on back to the coaching staff. We'll talk a little bit about Dupree and the staff that he put together. You got Alvin Kidd; they were former teammates in high school. I don't know if any of you have seen the 30 for 30. Alvin was on there, helped Marcus train and get ready, and have been lifelong friends. As a matter of fact, he was the one that went to his mom and asked his mom if he could come out and play when Marcus was in the 8th grade. So a lot of neat stories on the sidelines, a lot of experience, a wealth of experience with the coaches that you guys have brought in to mentor and teach these guys this week.
Yeah, and the other thing they were able to do is, they had a lot of good speakers, out there this week. We mentioned Willie Pyle, who's a young guy who's trying to get into coaching, played at Virginia Tech, then graduated, played into the NFL and the CFL, was able to give these kids a lot of ideas of what, is going to happen in this process, but also a lot of things that you want to stay away from. We had Ryan Griffin's daddy, Richard Griffin, and his wealth management talk. It was more of a seminar that these guys got to sit down, have a forum, ask questions about things that they're hearing about. Whether you're a first-round pick or whether you don't have a great job and a family and you don't play in the NFL, you want to make sure you manage your money the right way and know kind of the things that can be the pitfalls with things, but also how to be successful with your life and what you're doing. We're able to do a lot of great things. You have these kids for 4 or 5 days. I mean, it's hard enough to try to create one team in 4 or 5 days. You're trying to create 2 teams, in 4 or 5 days, and also give them something that they can take with them out of here. Beside a jersey and a possible victory, you want these kids to walk away better than what you got started.
Want them to be successful no matter where they are. It's 3:19 to go here in the third quarter. Third down, still deep. They haven't been able to get it past the 1-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 10 to go here. Like we had to stop at your play. I'm not sure if it's a timeout or a flag.
Looks like a full start.
Full start.
Delay game. And you could see there after that call, Chris is kind of looking behind him and looking at the quarterback. Again, they've only done this together for 2 real full days, of practice. His voice is different than the cadence that he's used to. It's a little slippery ball here, and you're backed up.
There's the snap. He's standing about 6 yards deep in the end zone. Found him, swung it out right there. It's going to be, let's see, pick up. Nice. Get him out of the hole. It's going to be close. Depends on the spot for a first down.
And it was dread on that one. Isaiah Corbett pulling D. Hart down by his dread. I'm not sure if Corbett really would have liked that if he was on the receiving end of that. D. Hart may be looking for some DNA later on about the 12-yard line.
Hey, the young man from Prairie View that's in there now, very calm, very cool in the pocket. Swung it right out there. Nice catch. Hey, first down.
Yeah, working out of the, hole of his, shadow of his own end zone. This is a big drive that he could take his team on, heading into the 4th quarter here.
There's a snap, right up the gut. He had a hole for a second, but it closed quick. It looks like he's going to lose about 2 yards on that play. Thought he had a hole there for a second, but it closed quick. Hey, got a lot of speed out here.
If they keep running plays to like that, D. Hart and Isaiah Corbett are going to become roommates before we're done here.
Well, I mean, that's as far as showing D's short area quickness, be able to get it out of, as far as the hole there, as far as the jump cut. And again, and that's what, as far as we're here to evaluate, and see what these guys can do. And he's shown everything, this week, and then again, making plays here, here in the 3rd quarter.
And in on that play was, let's see, a linebacker there. Let's see, number 1, Todd Thomas out of University of Pittsburgh. So we're looking at 2nd and 12. Ball's on the 9-yard line. There's the snap. Going downfield wide, open, completed right there. On about the 45, 50, still on his feet all the way down to the 50-yard line. Nice touch pass by the young man out of Prairie View. Great catch right here. Ball's going to be first and 10 right here for the Desperados on the 50-yard line. Hey, listen, 1:20 to go right here in the third quarter. You just said it. Hey, this is an opportunity to showcase some of your skills and put a drive together.
And Wesley Powell just goes right down the seam. You know, a guy who's close to 6'9" is able to catch the ball and make a big play. And again, that's what he's got to be able to show there at the next level. And a great play there by Wesley.
First and 10 right here, under center. Right off tackle, up the middle right there. Looks like it's going to be a short gain. Oh, gosh, he may be, 2.5, 3 yards. It's going to be a short gain. That'll bring up, let's see, second down and about 7 to go. Ball's going to be spotted on about the 47-yard line for the Desperados. Clock running here still, about 39 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Arthur Miley from Southern A&M, 6'5", 253 pounds, the 34, 35-inch arms. I thought he showed outstanding range, and he was a player that I thought has to get stronger at the point of attack. Had a little bit of bend.
Yeah, and, again, they're as far as trying to run the ball, D. Hart was kind of showing his power and strength, trying to just get 3 yards there, and just he really didn't have anything going there. Just get what you can and get down there as far as the second down.
Second and 8. Second and 8 right here. Ball on the 48. Under center. Single back set. He's looking again downfield. Quick out. Oh, just through the hands right there.
Yeah, it's a back shoulder fade that you got to catch. As far as they got to be able to make that play, there and catch the ball there and help your quarterback out.
Hey, you put it right where it needed to be. I mean, on a rope, and just unfortunately, the young man couldn't come up with the play, so that's going to bring up third down, about 8 to go. 11 seconds left here in the third quarter. Ball on about the the 47-yard line of the Wranglers. Score 7-3. Desperados leading.
That's our guy, Todd Thomas. Again, very athletic for a linebacker. And then the other interesting thing you're seeing in an all-star game, we have a number 1 playing linebacker. We have a number 17 playing defensive tackle. So if you're keeping up with your jersey numbers, some of these kids are having fun wearing kind of numbers they wouldn't have been able to wear throughout their collegiate career. That's Brandon Ivory, University of Alabama defensive tackle. The 1 is kind of on one armpit, and the 7 is kind of on the other. So he's definitely a guy you can see. I mean, look at him taking up the double team right there, doing exactly his job. And Big Charles Tuahu making a play on Jerry Lovelock.
In the first half, we kind of focused on offense, John, as far as what you're looking at, evaluation stuff. Let's talk about as far as defensive linemen and interior, especially interior defensive linemen. What do you look for as far as when you're evaluating them?
I mean, we like big athletic kids. I mean, the guys that can stay on their feet. Taking up the double team is terrific, but what teams in the NFL are looking for now is penetrators. If you can get up the field, have good speed, quickness off the ball, show some pass rush moves. I think a lot of these kids don't use their hands. The only thing they use their hands for is to eat. And if we can get, you get some guys who are quick and athletic, and start using their hands when they get these coaching, tips from these guys, now you have a guy who has the potential to get some pressure on opposing teams' quarterbacks.
And kind of out to our viewers, kind of speak to, we hear kind of coach and scout talk, 3 technique, 5 technique, kind of talk to the fans out there.
So the 3, that guy's going to get a chance to kind of rush off an edge. So he's not going to be head up on your guy. Head up on your guy is probably a guy more like a nose tackle. The guy that's a plugger. He's not going to be as athletic. Take Cody, Sean Cody, the big boy from Alabama. A couple of years ago, 350 plus. That's a true nose. What teams are looking for at 3 tech is more of the Warren Sapp type. Quick, get into your gap, get up the field, make a play. And the run is covered by that nose, taking up the double team. And then outside, if you're playing a 3-4. Your ends are going to be lined up, inside instead of, in the Philadelphia Eagles scheme where they have a guy, playing that wide 9, which is basically a tremendous pass rush opportunity because you get a one-on-one matchup every time. So you have a little bit of everything, and that's what you want to see here. You kind of invite some 3-4, tweener guys that get a chance to play like Josh Shirley. Played end, but you're 6'2", 240. Okay, let's try you at backer. You saw both Rouse and the Liberty kid, Dominique Davis, 6'4", about 280 pounds. they get to play but they're also being used as pass rushers in a 4-3 scheme. So you're getting a lot of versatility on film with these guys, and then whatever team they go to, they're going to make the decision at the end of the day.
I think that's the hardest thing, is to find those interior defensive linemen. That's why Ndamukong Suh is going to be, the highest profile guy in the free agency market when we hit here there in March. Is a guy who everybody's kind of looking for, that 3 technique as far as that can basically rush the passer and be that Warren Sapp type guy there. And that's hard to find, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's tremendously hard to find a guy that athletic to play that position. Ooh.
What a big hit right there coming up to make that play for the Desperados. Number 21, Tremaine Durant out of Arizona. That was first and 10 right there for the Wranglers. Sims was back in at quarterback. We're looking now, let's see, 2nd and 12. Ball's going to be spotted on about the 17-yard line. That was a absolutely fantastic play. Young man coming up with great closing speed and made the big hit.
Yeah, C.J. Roberts and his Colorado State Pueblo team had a tremendous season this year.
Yeah, Division II national championships. I mean, so a program that just started a number of years ago is now there.
We're going to go. I'll tell you what. Let's slow it down to. We're going to go down to the sideline and we're going to visit with D. Hart.
I have with me D. Hart, who's making a big show out here today. D, first of all, tell us a little bit about this week for you.
Yes, ma'am. It's been a great honor just to be out here with these guys and coaches and be handpicked to come out here and just showcase what we got to the world. And these guys out here is just great, Being out in Texas is no other greater feeling.
Well, you're a unique guy, because not only are you at a different school now, Colorado State, but you already have your degree.
Yes, ma'am, I do. Graduated from University of Alabama, the first in my family, so that was very exciting.
Yeah, and now you're working on?
My master's. Yes, ma'am, at Colorado State.
Awesome.
Yes,
so you're smart on and off the field.
Yes, ma'am, I try my best. My mom always said it's more than football, so I try to go out and do everything I can in school, especially while somebody's paying for it. There's hard-earned money by alumni, big people boosters that put money into the school. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, good luck this week. You're doing good.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, back to you.
That's what it's all about, guys. That's what you want to hear. And that's a fantastic story as we come back here. D. Hart working on his master's at Colorado State. It's 3rd down and 2 right here with 12:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. Desperados up 7-3.
Again, as far as a great play there, interior defensive, linemen make as far as play there on the, on the running back there, on Alonzo Harris, that big back from Louisiana Lafayette, a guy who was 6'1", 243 pounds. We weighed in on Tuesday at as far as that's NFL weigh-in.
Wow, big kid. Big kid. It's going to be 4th down, 4 to go. The Wranglers are going to punt right here. It seems like both sides right now are struggling a little bit and can't get into the flow of the game. Into punt right now for the Wranglers, guys. Can you help me out with that? I can't quite get the number there. It
looks like number 10, I think.
Let's see, I believe that's kicker number 13, Jared Roberts. Jared Roberts out of Colorado State there in the punt for the Wranglers. He's going to be punting from about the ball's going to be marked at about the 25-yard line.
Looks like we've, got a timeout there, or a stoppage and play. Yep, a timeout there by the Wranglers there. So maybe some different miscommunication there on special teams. So I want to make sure everything's right before you go ahead and snap that for that punt there. So we'll definitely see what D. Hart, who we've talked about there as far as back on the to return the punt, see what type of explosive play that he can make, here.
A correction on that, Justin Duvernois out of the University of Illinois is going to be a punter right there for the Wranglers. Hey, John, I wanted to talk a little bit about, for the guys out there, people that are watching, on your process when you come in to start contacting players and inviting them and watching players that you'd like to showcase. How soon of a process that is? When could maybe kids and players and parents be looking for something like that?
Yeah, so the kickoff to that is usually when fall drills start for the players, so late August, early September, as we're kicking off the kickoff to the regular season of college football. We have a watch list. If you don't see yourself on there, it doesn't mean you can't get yourself in the game. There's plenty of kids out here who use their senior year to push themselves to that level, and sometimes opportunities or schools sending that information in, it takes a little bit longer for certain programs than others, but that's why we reach out to as many levels and as many different people as possible. And then we got guys all over the country. Justin did his area, which is kind of around the Big Ten area, out there. Cliff Clark's down in the south. Trey Randall was out in California, and stuff. So we had a number of scouts, and guys that are football coaches feeding us information throughout the college football season.
All right, so we're looking at about first and 10 right there. Ball was spotted on the 30-yard line. We got about 10 minutes, 50 seconds here to go. 10:50 left in the fourth quarter. Desperados still 7, Wranglers 3. That'll bring up second down. Short gain right then. That'll bring up second down and about 9 yards to go for the Desperados. I think we have a player down out there. Got up and walked off, seemed to be okay. We're looking at about 10:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Second down and 9. Quarterback coming in, Cody Sokol out of Louisiana Tech here, getting ready to tee it up from about the 30-yard line. Looking at about second and 9 from the 31. We were talking a minute ago, and you guys were discussing your players and coming in. Has there been one player this week or during this ball game right here that you've been impressed with that has surprised you? Oh, great catch right there. Nice, great throw by the man out of La Tech. We're just talking about a Cody Sokol. Great throw right there.
John Harris on the receiving end of that. So local flair, to that. I think the small school offensive linemen as a core group of guys, normally in this type of situation or this kind of setting, you have a lot of those guys because people are intrigued by their size or that they haven't really seen them. I think as a core unit, the small school offensive linemen have really shown well for themselves, and I think you see a number of those guys move on to get way more attention leading up to their pro day workouts, maybe even invited to a bigger school to get a better look at them. I think the scouts are going to be impressed by those guys.
Throw it to the end zone right there.
And kind of going back to that John Harris play, as far as we saw Cody Sokol be able to kind of push the pocket, be able to move out, kind of to his right. And as far as, John Harris was running a 9 route, as far as be able to get down there and just a great touch there. And like John had mentioned, as far as, kind of a gamer, a guy who you're going to, kind of look at there. So, definitely, made some plays there this week.
Cody Sokol, Austin Davis.
Definitely, for sure.
That type, where you're not going to hear about it on draft day. Right. You're not going to pay a lot of attention to it. He's going to be your team's third string, quarterback. And then somewhere down the line in the process, all of a sudden that kid's playing in a game because of injury or just looking kind of for a spark. And he just has that little savvy that you're looking for, that little kind of confidence that he keeps cool. Right. He's calm, collective. Looking down the field is a huge thing. Eyes down the field as a young quarterback when a lot of stuff is going on, havoc's happening in front of you. He's the type of kid that just is able to do that.
A great play there by Chi from Northwestern. And a guy who I really liked and really thought he stood out this week as a strong side, 4-3 outside linebacker. That Sam linebacker, again, he was able to kind of, blitz up here and really kind of make the play, get a sack. So, again, he's a guy who a lot of people were surprised that he didn't get invited to an East-West, Shrine game or, a bigger all-star game. But, again, be able to make most of his opportunities. Love his size, love his athleticism. This is a guy you're going to see play a long time in the NFL.
Hey, guys, we're looking at about 2nd and 15 right here. Ball on the 42-yard line. We're getting about 8 minutes. Oh, gosh, getting close to just under 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. Going back to Austin Davis, I have to say I'm a big fan. Why? Because this is my hometown. He's from Meridian, Mississippi. We played out at West Lauderdale High School for Stan McCain. So great kid. A lot of people don't know it, but also a fantastic baseball player. Went to the University of Southern Miss to play baseball and just had a coaching change there and wound up on the football field.
Yeah, and Austin Davis was able to do a lot of good things for the Rams. As far as, hey, they did have some other injuries and different things like that. But again, those are the guys you're looking for. Those are the guys we're watching today. And if you're a fan out there of the NFL draft, and again, that's become a huge thing, you're going to watch this game and come as far as Saturday, you're going to see guys that, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember he was in the College Gridiron Showcase. He got drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. And these guys really make their team, make the core special teams, the backups. And that's what we're watching today as far as this is the making of an NFL roster.
I'll look at about 7-16, second down and 30 to go. Long second down here, a ball on the 47.
And here's the thing as far as D. Hart doesn't know we're playing NFL rules there. So he catches the ball, falls down. In college, the play's dead.
Right.
We're playing NFL rules, so and then he drops the ball, and then the other team's able to pick it up, and we have a change of possession.
Yeah, so we're gonna be change of possession right here. The It's going to be 1st and 10 right here with good field position for a change. Both teams have struggled coming out of the end zone. We had the one big play right here from the young man out of Prairie View A&M with about a 45-yard gain. But now we've got good field position. Let's see if we can't somebody can't open it up here with stretching the field a little bit. It's about, let's see, 1st and 10 from about the 45. Wranglers have the ball, and Sims in at quarterback. Got about 6:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
And Sims getting that for us, that deep ball. Let's see if it. Oh, nice catch. There was a big play.
Touchdown.
Great play there.
I'm not going to say I called it, but I did say.
No. And that's what we're looking for is David Porter there again. As far as running a 9-route, Phillip Sims, throws a great deep ball there. Just allows him to kind of come make a play on the ball. David Porter's, a guy who really caught the eye of the NFL scouts there. As far as John, you give your evaluation of David Porter from TCU.
They like to spread the ball around, so obviously, not a statistically standout season, but a kid who just does all the little things well. And interesting part, keep yourself available. David Porter, training down here, ready to go. If something happened, we had a guy pull a hamstring, and Neil Sterling, who had a fantastic first 2 days before pulling his hamstring, and then lost the second receiver, Chris Allen, from Friends University with a minor ankle injury. Porter kept himself alive, had his gear in his car, drives over Wednesday night, and catches a touchdown on Saturday. But you got to give kids credit for, sticking with it, not getting upset when things don't go the right way, because they're not going to go the right way in this process all the time for you. Hey, thanks. If something comes up, I'll be prepared. Trained on his own this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Came out, did our practice after having already trained the day before, and like I said, gets a great opportunity to play in the game.
Hey, and a lot of that's being at the right place at the right time. He was available. Here you go.
Team Desperado, Christian Ringo. Ringo being the best player maybe in the whole Sun Belt this year, dominant all season long. And Ringo's a guy that'll get on the shoulder, the swims, the arm overs. He's got good lateral quickness. That showed up all week long, and he has range. Probably as good a range as you'll get out of a defensive tackle. Even lined up a little bit of defensive end as the week went on.
Wranglers are going to be kicking off. Getting the score 10-7. Wranglers with the big pass, big throw and catch right here from Sims to Porter, making the score 10-7.
And it's really coming, down there. So we don't have much time left. So, maybe a couple special teams big plays here.
Kicking off right here, number 13, Pete Thomas for the Wranglers from Colorado State.
D-Hart.
Oh, he's taking it out of the end zone. Oh, he's got one guy to beat.
Oh, and the kicker gets him.
Hey, you want to showcase your skills, that's what it's all about. He took it and said, hey, listen, I'm not going to take a knee. I'm coming out of the end zone. A great run, nice run.
And the Colorado State kicker saying, hey, D, you might be 4-3, but I got you on that kickoff.
Oh, that's nice. That was nice to watch. Great job right there.
And that's what you're going to have to do as far as D's not the biggest of backs, but you got to be able to shifty, make plays on special teams, and be a guy who's going to be able to be a number 3, running back, catch the ball in the backfield and show that speed and elusiveness.
Hey, create an opportunity when one's presented. Create one. So he just did that. About 4 minutes to go here. 10-7. First and 10 ball on the 28. Let's see, quick hit. No, he's keeping. He sprinted out here to the left. He's going to go downfield. He had him beat. Ball hung just a little bit. Almost came up with it. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The guy had about 3 steps on him, a young man did, but ball incomplete. They're going to bring up 2nd and 10. And that pass there was Quinn Epperly out of Princeton University.
Yeah, but again, as far as like we talked, already about Epperly, probably not a quarterback, at the NFL level, more of, a safety, a running back. And again, it just doesn't have that great arm strength, and it kind of showed up there as the ball kind of hung up, even though we are in this inclement weather.
2nd down and 10, ball on the 28. He's looking at pass again. Had a step on him. Just through his fingertips. I'll tell you, Epperly put that one right on the money, right where it needed to be. Incomplete pass, third down, 10 to go. Still going to scrimmage from the 28. Wranglers in the lead, 10-7.
And like you said, as far as really put that on the money, you got to go ahead and make that catch. As far as and when we get down here, there's just so many opportunities left. You got to take advantage of all the opportunities you have.
You got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. So, yeah, you got to take advantage. When one opens the door, you got to take it and run with it. So unfortunately for him, he just couldn't quite hang on to that catch, that pass. Looking at 3rd and 10, ball on the 28 here. I think we've got a delay. No, we've got a timeout. Desperados are taking a timeout right here.
And it's kind of, we've gone through the different process. As far as we've talked about, on defense, the defensive line, the corners, how as far as you want big corners. John, when we talk about linebackers, what do you look for in linebackers, and what are you looking for as far as when that evaluation comes?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the versatility of being a defensive player now is more important than I think it's ever been at the NFL level. They're not looking for just 2 down, 250-pound, 2 down, inside linebackers that don't have pass coverage ability. You got to be able to do kind of a little bit of all of it, still be able to stop the run, make tackles in the open field, but the versatility of being able to drop into pass coverage, also be able to blitz, be a very good athlete, sideline to sideline defender is way more important. When I'm saying you can see the offenses, and no matter what level of football, they're trying to find a mismatch. They're trying to locate where's the weak link on the field, and if you can stay on the field for 3 downs, possibly 4, if you play special teams, you have a much better chance of being active on game day.
Getting more mileage out of the player. So
absolutely.
3rd down, 10 to go right here after the timeout. 3rd and 10, ball on the 28. Desperados right here. Epperly in at quarterback, going out to the flats right there. Swing pass, another incomplete pass. We're approaching the 2 minutes right here. I also want to say thanks to the folks over in Bedford, Texas. We practiced this week over at Pittington Stadium, and they were fantastic to us, too. Great stadium, beautiful stadium. Trinity High School, I think those guys have won, out of the last 5 years, 2 state championships and big-time Texas football. So I want to say thanks to those guys for hosting us this week.
Yeah, we've hit the 2-minute warning, it looks like. I think they had the stoppage, obviously, again, NFL rules, so the 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. So, hey, be able to, kind of make some more plays here for the Desperados.
Epperly with the ball right here. 4th down and 10. He's got him. Great catch right there by Harris again. 1st down.
Harris again, as far as just running a back shoulder fade, was able to use his big body, 6'2", over 200 pounds. As we see here on the, as far as on the replay, as far as Epperly drops back.
Again, a minute ago, it may not have the caliber of arm to stretch the field, but throwing those out routes right there was very accurate. Put the ball on the money, put it where it needed to be.
Yeah, as far as and Harris has had a really good week, and again, a couple of big plays here today to kind of show his skill and versatility for the NFL.
Here we go, 1st and 10, ball from the 48. Just a little hung again right there. Going back to that hung, just a little bit up right there, a little short. From Epperly, so that's going to stop the clock. Scott's going to run here. We're just looking at, 2nd and 10
about a minute to go here.
Yeah,
so
about a minute. Yeah, 2nd and 10.
We also want to thank Brian Beasley and the guys at HD3. You can check them out online. They've been the trainers that came on board later on in the week in terms of showing up at the hotel, working the guys out, stretching them after the practices at night, making sure nobody cramped up or had any issues. And also, like I said, having all 10 trainers out here today through those guys. Brian Beasley and the guys at HD3 did a tremendous job. And if you're interested in getting involved with our game moving forward, go to our website. There's plenty of opportunities in different ways you can get involved. There's volunteer opportunities. If you're a college student, you're looking for an internship in media relations or PR, things like that. And, of course, there's always sponsorship opportunities, which all of our great sponsors really want to appreciate and thank them. Rant Sports for doing a number of player profiles. NFLDraftBible.com providing interviews, college to pro with Bo Marjani, also doing that this week, and Neil Stratton with Inside the League. The more that these guys were able to interact with all those guys, they're getting an idea of what it's going to be like at the professional level, and we can't thank those guys enough for taking the time to come out this week. And
also, too, talking about sponsors and anything that they do or at any level that want to get involved with the Gridiron Showcase, that would be that you're assisting these young men in trying to reach or fulfill a dream. So, don't hesitate to do that. And if you're interested, go to the Gridiron Showcase website. Love to have you. Look, we're looking at about 25 seconds right here to go in the ball game. The Wranglers are up 10-7 over the Desperados. It's 3rd down and 10. The ball's going to be on the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and again, go ahead and it's 2-minute warning or 2-minute drill. See what you can make of plays, and hey, see if you can go ahead and win the game.
Again, it's 3rd and 10. Ball on the 48-yard line. Harris here close to us here. Epperly still in at quarterback.
Oop, almost offsides.
There's a snap. He's looking downfield. Oh, this is hanging. Uh-oh. Oh, he caught it off the bounce. 10, somebody better stop the clock. There's about 8 seconds to go. 7, 6. It's going to be close. It's going to be
5,
close. 3,
4,
2. Did they get it?
Oh, it's fumbled.
Did they get it?
Oh.
Oh, is he still?
That's
I'm not even going to attempt to explain that one.
That was again, and then in the game trying to get that, that spike to
well,
stop the clock.
Let's see what the officials here are going to rule. Because
I think they might be calling the game over.
Yeah, I think they're going to say I think they're going to say the clock ran out before they could do it. What you saw at the end. I mean, hey, in all real terms, if it's not an all-star game, they down it in there. You'd like to win both sides and whatever, but we had a great
week of practice
competition, right down to the wire there. And from the email or text message I just got, so what they're going to have is Deshaun Davis, linebacker, leading tackler in the game for the Wranglers, is going to be the game MVP. The offensive player of the game is John Harris, who made some spectacular catches in the second half. And then Carlos Thompson from the Desperados is defensive player of the game. A lot of pressure off the edge, had a sack, forced a fumble earlier in the game. So those are your players of the game, and they're getting some nice stuff.